Progressive Motorcycle also presents basic policy starting at $79 a year. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy is not available in all states.
The holiday season is here, and Sam Jones Barbecue is ready to help you host all of your family and friends this year with our catering menu, perfect for any size gathering. Our whole hog chop barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs will make a holiday meal a hands-down winner every time. Log on to samjonesbarbecue.com to get your order started, and also check out our online store stocked with our sauces, hats, and t-shirts. I'm Sam Jones, and on behalf of all of our staff, happy holidays.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Merry Christmas from the Brown & Wood family. They have amazing deals going on in December. Like all Cadillac models have 0% for 72 months, plus $5,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
The Shine Factory of Greenville is excited to announce their new mini detail stations are now available at each vacuum station. That's right, after you get the outside of your vehicle cleaned, you can now detail the inside of it with free air freshener, leather cleaner, and tire shine. Join the Shine Factory's Unlimited Wash Club for as low as $20 a month and free mini detail services after every wash. The Shine Factory, where customer service is always number one. The Shine Factory, open daily from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. on Memorial Drive across from Lowe's.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in Eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders. This holiday season, remember Jersey Mike's for all your catering needs. Whether it's a private party or you're just feeding the office, Jersey Mike's can take care of it all with 5 convenient locations serving the Greenville area. Jersey Mike's also has online ordering, contactless pickup, delivery, and in-store takeout. Subs, salads, wraps, and all items are sliced fresh all day, every day. Take a break and enjoy Jersey Mike's. Everybody likes Jersey Mike's. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios and coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington, 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. And you can watch us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you're subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. And you can watch all of our live local programs like this one, The Brian Bailey Show, and see all the videos we put out on our YouTube page there at Pirate Radio TV. Got a big show on tap for you. We will recap the weekend with Double B. Brian Bailey coming up at 3:30 will join us on the Fixed NC live line. We'll talk about football with Bailey, a little Pirate hoops as well. We'll get you set for ECU and UNCW coming up later today with Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector. He'll be in Minges Coliseum. We'll talk about that one as Ronnie will join me in the Pirate Radio studios, and Jeff Nadu. We'll look at that one from a gambling perspective as well. Talk about the college basketball card. Got two Monday night football games, one beginning at 5 o'clock with the football team taking on the Steelers. After that, it's the Niners and the Bills. We'll talk about all of that with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, coming up at 4:30. And at 5 o'clock, Mike Houston, head football coach of the Pirates, going to join us in the Pirate Radio studios as we will recap the 2020 season and look ahead to 2021. Troy D going to join me in the 5 o'clock hour. Mike Houston will be here, and we'll do one treasure chest winner today. Only one.
What?
In the 5 o'clock hour. An hour so big that we figured we'd make a winner in that 5 o'clock hour as well. One treasure chest winner on this Monday, Ellerbe.
Clip.
Yes.
Victory Monday. Pirates beat Radford over the weekend.
That they did. A victory Monday.
This is a victory Monday. And then in the 5 o'clock hour, hour 3, there's going to be a winning Monday.
The Pirates double-digit favorites over the weekend and were double-digit favorites for today's game. That line has now gone to around 8. So ECU getting a little, a little respect from Vegas this year, Ellerbe.
Uncharted territories to see the Pirates a favorite, much less a double-digit favorite, 2 games in a row. But the Pirates cover the spread.
They did.
Against Radford, and Joe Dooley off to a 3-0 start, looking to go 4-0 against the Seahawks later this evening.
Kind of a shame that there can't be fans to see it. There are some cardboard cutouts. I do like the wrap they have inside Minges. Mm-hmm. The lettering, the logos, all of that, it makes it look pretty good. It'd be a lot better with a lot of screaming fans and the Minges Maniacs and the Pirate Clubbers there. But Pirates off to a good start. They'll try to get to 4-0 coming up later on today. Ellerbe, where to begin today? No Pirate football to recap. Kind of sad.
Well, Pirate football to recap today at 3 o'clock. In the third hour, and with Coach Mike Houston.
We'll do that at 5. What are we doing at 3, Ellerbe?
Well, we could come up with questions y'all should ask Coach Houston in hour 3. Are you gonna ask him about Pat McAfee?
What's the question?
Huh?
Would you fight him? Who would win in a fight?
Or how did you feel about the criticism on College Game Day?
Yeah,
was it fair?
What was the criticism? Exactly?
I didn't Pat McAfee call him soft?
Yeah, well, I don't understand what he was.
The Cincinnati game?
Yeah, but what did he do that was soft?
I guess because he was complaining to Luke Fickell at the end of the game.
Because just the complaints.
I guess that was the appearance of the soft conversation.
Yeah,
that of why he called him soft. And I mean, I guess McAfee was sticking up for Fickell for going for the fake punt on 4th down.
Yeah, I understand. I'm fine with that part. I don't understand what Mike Houston did soft in any of that.
I don't either. Yeah. I don't either. But I mean, you could also get Coach Houston's perspective on it, even if he wants to talk about it, which maybe he doesn't, because I'm sure he really wants to talk about the smackdown they put on the Mustangs and finishing the season 2 games out. And hey, look, another thing to talk about, the Appalachian game next year is that they're on the clock. Is that game? Is it way too early to talk about that game being moved off Thursday into Charlotte to maybe an on-campus site and maybe revisiting a Charlotte game in that series
in the future? Yeah,
like trade off one of the home dates for a Charlotte game in the future based on where we are in the pandemic. I mean, I think that would be, I'd much, if it's still going to be at a percentage capacity at either place at this point, which is way too far to tell. I mean, I just think it just seems more than fair to get it out of Charlotte and maybe have it in Boone or in Greenville.
So that game originally was scheduled for a Saturday date in Charlotte, and then
Georgia Clemson?
Some bigger fish came along, and they moved the ECU game up a couple of days to the Thursday, week 1 of college football. And that's a good thought too, with what's going on right now, and what are the fan restrictions going to look like in September? Maybe there's none. Maybe they're still here. Maybe they're a little lighter than they are now. I don't know, but it would make more sense to have it on a campus for sure.
I agree, unless the money's too large. But I mean, does Charlotte want to get out of the game right now because they fear that people aren't going to come to the game?
Yeah.
And just, hey, look, they'd rather maximize the dollars at a later date when they could, get more fans in Bank of America Stadium.
Speaking of App State, did you watch any of their game against Louisiana Friday night?
Some of it, but not enough to tell you. I saw they lost, but what?
I mean, the whole thing. First of all, the Louisiana long snapper, and Chandler, you're a former long snapper. He set long snappers back like 40 years. He had. Now, I thought the yips, I texted Mully, was only a baseball or a golf thing, but it got in his head so bad. And the funny part was the announcers were saying how the coach of Louisiana had brought him up by name and talked about how awesome he's been all year. And then he snapped not one, not two, I want to say 3 over the head of the punter. Also had some bad snaps back to the field goal holder. And that was, I felt bad for the kid, but it was hilarious. I mean, he was snapping it like 30 yards behind the punter. It was crazy.
It happens. I mean, it's just like in baseball. You know, it happens all the time in baseball, the frips. I mean, you can't throw the ball from third base to first base.
The frips?
What's it called?
What did you call it?
What is it called?
What did you call it?
Frips.
Right now, you have the yips on
like
top.
Fries and chips combined.
Well, the frips.
But no, what's it actually called?
The yips.
Oh, the yips. Excuse me.
I don't know. I may go with you now, Chandler.
Frips.
I think the frips could be a football thing.
Hey, look. I mean,
okay. It's the football yips.
Yes.
Frips. All right, it makes sense now, Chandler. You're right.
Yeah, thanks, Ellerbe, for
he's translated it for us.
Thanks for getting
Mully
me.
didn't say that?
Mully did not say the frips were a thing. They did not.
No, but once you snap a bad snap, it gets in your head, and then I had a couple of times in high school where I snapped a bad snap, and then the next one might be low, and I don't know. It's just the thing about a long snapper is that a quarterback can throw 4 interceptions in a game and keep his job, but once a long snapper snaps one bad snap, his job's done. So
you never want to know who the long snapper's name is.
And they said it a million times on Friday night.
It's not one of those moments where the parents and grandparents are happy that the last name's being called out, and it is crazy that a quarterback can throw 3 or 4 picks, but I'm surprised if you're saying that this guy did 3 or 4 bad snaps. They must not have anybody else in the backup position to be able to get out there and do it.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes they have to go to their tight end, or you see it all the time, like emergency quarterbacks. There's actually emergency long snappers, and it can get ugly in football. So, I mean, not being biased or anything, but long snappers are one of the most important people on your football team. So
there was
rank them.
What do you mean?
What number is long snapper on your football team?
Number 1.
With the first pick in the NFL draft, the Carolina Chandlers select the long snapper.
Long snapper.
That'd be huge for their locker room. Robert brought up another play from that game where there was an unsportsmanlike penalty. I guess it was never explained. It took away a touchdown early in that game from Appalachian State. Also, the Louisiana coach, who is a hot commodity, and I'm sorry I don't know his name.
Billy Napier.
Okay, good, Ellerbe.
Thank you.
He is being talked about for getting all these bigger jobs. He makes one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen to take a safety with like a minute and a half on the clock to give the ball back to App State, who's only down by 3. And App State drives it into field goal range and has basically a chip shot. They end up missing it. I'm not going to say he ends up looking like a genius because he doesn't. He looks like a moron, but it worked out at the end, not because of anything he did. That was worse than taking a knee at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium.
You think so?
It gave them the ball with over a minute left to go down the field on a short field and to set up for a field goal to send it to overtime. I don't know what he was thinking.
Was that the nail in his coffin of when they called Shane Beamer after watching that game?
Could have been.
On Friday night, they said, you know what? We can't go with Napier. Call Beamer and tell him to get here tomorrow.
That was not a great audition if he was auditioning for a job. That decision at the end of that game. Shane Beamer will be coaching in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium next year.
Allegedly, if the Gamecocks come.
Well, they're scheduled to finally make that trip. Gamecocks make that hire, and he was officially announced, I believe, at a press conference earlier today. Have you seen the Scott Satterfield stuff, Ellerbe?
Yes.
Where he's like, it's the Jim Carrey movie where he can't tell a lie.
Liar.
He's like, he can't lie like all coaches do and all politicians do. He has to tell the truth. He's like, I like the location. I would have some interest in that job. And then I guess he was asked about North Carolina, NC State. He was like, from a location standpoint, those would be pretty attractive offers if they were offered to me. Like, he can't just say the old skip, like, I don't have an agent. I'm not looking for a job.
Yes.
I'm here at East Carolina.
I'm the head football coach at Louisville.
Go Pirates. Yeah. He has to be directly and completely honest with every question that's asked.
Yes. I
wonder if Mike Houston will be that way coming up at 5 o'clock.
Well, there you go.
Mike, any interest in the North Carolina job? Chapel Hill's a great place. I mean, it's unbelievable just because you never see a coach actually tell the truth.
Yeah, and especially at Louisville.
He definitely does not fit in with their culture.
He did not read Rick Pitino's book on structure and discipline and integrity, I guess.
He has not got to that chapter or the Bobby Petrino chapter quite yet.
Yes, I guess so. But anyway, interesting. The coaching carousel is a very interesting deal. You know, you go back to Napier. He was the guy. You got to remember, this Louisiana team beat the guy that's the hottest coach in college football right now, Matt Campbell. They went up week 1. They went to Iowa State and defeated them. And everybody has Matt Campbell going. Not even to another college job, but to the NFL maybe right now. So it's an interesting. I think it's toned down a little bit because of the year we're in. And
this is going to be a lighter
in the financial stress that everybody is under. And I think I read a report today that Texas now, even though they had the $25 million ready to get rid of Tom Herman, that Urban Meyer doesn't want to go back into coaching because of health reasons. So I guess if they can't get Urban, they're maybe going to stick with Tom Herman longer. So the carousel is, and Shane Beamer comes from as an assistant with Oklahoma with Lincoln Riley. So he's there. That's just an assistant role you got to fill there. So it's not the head coaching trail hasn't really opened up yet too much at certain schools, so got to keep an eye on the carousel.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of it's still going to be apparently a pretty active NFL coaching carousel, which can affect college football coaching.
And the NFL is a completely different animal because they can fire and hire at any point. You saw, the Jets, which deservedly fired their defensive coordinator,
Greg.
Greg Double G, because of his dumbness yesterday against the Raiders. But the Bears are probably, you can ask Troy D about this, that they'll probably fire their coach.
Yep.
And hey, look, the Lions have an opening. So, and is there another opening in the National Football League?
You got the Texans.
Yes.
And
the Jaguars will have something open. No, the Jaguars fired their GM. But you got to think they're going to be making a move.
Every team that fires their coach wins, too. The Texans won for a couple of weeks. The Lions win on Sunday. Well, there was another example of that. Who else had been fired in the NFL this year, and that team won?
The Falcons.
Yes, the Falcons.
The Falcons. And, the Jets has got to have their job's going to be open, too.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of NFL. And who goes from college? Pat Fitzgerald, Matt Campbell. Does Harbaugh get his escape ticket back to the NFL somehow?
Pull a Kingsbury, have a losing record, and get an NFL job? Very well.
There's precedence. So, and Harbaugh was super successful at the 49ers, 3 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl appearance. So anything's possible. But it's always, the offseason is always fun, much like the NBA. The NBA offseason with people getting $100 million contracts is 10 times more interesting than the first 2 weeks of the season.
All right, Ellerbe, bowl season is upon us.
Oh,
I guess.
Yeah, what bowls, though?
The Boca Raton Bowl apparently is a go because UCF accepted a bid to the Boca Raton Bowl today.
Huh. Who else? I wonder, here's a good question. Maybe Chandler can look this up.
How many bowl games have been canceled and how many invitations have been accepted? Which has more right now? Maybe Shirley Rhodes pointed her finger up in the air. Maybe she knows.
I know the answer to the first part of your question.
I know Army and UCF are two that have accepted bowl bids.
Army accepted a bowl bid like in October.
Yeah, it was a while back. Yeah. And I know that the inaugural LA Bowl just got canceled. That's been moved to 2021.
That's a shame.
Yes. Man, the tradition, the pageantry.
Brett McMurphy tweeted today, 10 bowls Ellerbe have been canceled. We're down to 33.
33 bowls.
Which is still a ton of bowls, right?
It is. But the other interesting part, too, is out of those 10, do those include the ones like in Los Angeles and San Francisco where they're having no games right now, where the professional teams and the college teams are having to play elsewhere? So, I mean, that could be a factor. I don't know out of that 10 if that's affected, because there are bowl games, like I know at the Giants baseball stadium in San Francisco and certain other areas. I know the Rose Bowl at one point said they were going to be the first time with no fans, but still, it'll be interesting. And I don't know how all the county/areas work in California, but that could be definitely some craziness. And will bowl games move?
A bowl game that I was looking forward to that involves the AAC was the bowl up in Boston, played in Fenway Park. And I think that's been scrapped.
That has been scrapped for this year.
Speaking of Myrtle Beach and bowl games, did you watch the BYU Coastal Carolina game?
Wow. That was a wild one.
That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
The Mullets versus the Mormons. What a creative T-shirt.
And credit to BYU for taking the game. Credit to both of those teams. A great fan service for us to be able to watch that. BYU, and I don't know what these teams believe could happen, but neither one of them has a shot to play in the playoff.
No. The Coastal Carolina team reminded me of the first few times we played UCF in football here at East Carolina. Like the play at the end of the half, I believe, when number 94 gave the BYU quarterback the business.
Yeah.
That was just kind of the stuff that used to go on when like some of these teams that were first starting football and like no flags would be thrown and be like, I mean, is anybody watching this? And now you have replay and stuff. That part of that was just baffling to me.
They play by their own rules down there.
I mean, it was like a little bit of like TNT wrestling going on at times. I mean, based on the shots of the crowd, I was just waiting for like Jim Cornette and Tony Schiavone to be doing the sidelines or something.
Didn't they have like a gun store? Was it shooting range, ammo? What was it on their field goal net? Or
I didn't see that.
I saw Redbeard tweeting about that. Redbeard reminded me of that. But like everything, it was very Myrtle Beach, the entire scene.
Absolutely. It was, me and my son were watching it, and he was like, Dad, good news, there's no COVID in Myrtle Beach.
Can we go to Ripley's Believe It or Not?
I guess they believe if you have a mullet, you're okay.
They need to have Alligator Adventure Bowl. Alligator Adventure. There was a big spot for the Honeycuts growing up.
What about a little putt-putt action?
Yeah, Mayday.
And that's my whole other thing with the bowl games this year. Like, part of like the student athletes going to bowl games is getting to experience the city and do certain things, along with getting Xboxes and whatever else you get with it too. But like at this point, shouldn't the bowl games still exist, but just the higher seed or ranked team just host the bowl game at their own university, instead of being like, if you can't go to Myrtle Beach for the Myrtle Beach Bowl, and well, evidently you can there. That's a bad example. But if you can't go to the Rose Bowl, and there's no Rose Bowl parade, there's no all this other stuff you do, or like the Belk Bowl or whatever it's called in Charlotte now, where they go to
it's called the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
The mayonnaise bowl.
Put some respect.
Sorry
on the mayonnaise bowl.
Sorry about the mayonnaise, but if you can't do that and you can't go to Concord and ride around the track or whatever, I mean, shouldn't the bowl games be played at college sites?
Sure.
To get more games in, Clip, because I want to be pro sports.
Thank you. Let's see those ball games.
So I'm sad that there's only 33 bowls.
We finally differ on something. I hate the bowls. Ellerbe wants more of it. But no, I want games. I want games.
But see, with how many bowls in 14 days, or what was your song?
Well, there was 40 and 14.
40 and 14. So if there's 33, we need to cut it down to about 9, just to keep the numbers up and going and keep your television screen full.
Well, we've still got like regular season games throughout the month of December. I saw today Dana Holgerson said he's looking for an opponent for the 19th. So maybe there's a question for Mike Houston. Hey. Mike, can we get the kids back in here?
get those testing swabs going again.
I think that ship is sailed.
And get another game. So, like, there's football this weekend. Championship weekend is the 19th, right? With the ACC, the SEC, the American, all of them. Dana's looking for a game that day. So, like, we can see football games, regular season games, just keep being scheduled when they would be playing bowl games.
Now,
apparently,
is because BYU lost, are they out of, like, hunting for games now? Or they're kind of like...
probably so.
You know, because, I mean, I'm sure they would want anybody, anywhere, anytime. But were they supposed to play Houston at one point, or did they play Houston?
They beat Houston.
They did? Okay.
Yeah, they already beat them.
How about a rematch? Cougars and Cougars again. How about Darren Gant with the tweet of the day, too?
Yeah. Not a huge Darren Gant fan, but that was a great tweet about Cougars going to Myrtle Beach and getting more than they bargained for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
very good tweet.
That was spot on. Very funny.
Redbeard says it was a gun range sponsor on the field goal net, I guess.
That's awesome.
It was very
totally
Myrtle
awesome.
Beach.
Yes.
They are what they are.
And I wonder what, like, the rest of the country, I mean, because us that can really appreciate Myrtle Beach and folks that have been to Myrtle Beach multiple times in our lives at different ages of our lives, I wonder, like, if you're just in the Midwest, like in Iowa, watching the Coastal Carolina BYU
Well, they saw Tiger King, and there was some South Carolina dudes represented in that. So they
from Myrtle Beach.
They understand what's going on down there.
Tiger King and Kenny Powers.
Yeah, that's
Eastbound
what
and Down.
they know about. That's how Hollywood portrays Myrtle Beach, and you know what? It's accurate.
Yeah, I would say there's not much stretching the truth.
The Myrtle Beach Merman. Is that what it was?
Yeah, the Mermaids. Right. Was it the Mermen?
Mermen.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Good stuff, but interesting stuff. How about Coastal Carolina? Yeah, I mean, undefeated. You got to give them hats off. They got it going.
Would you like to schedule them moving forward?
For future games?
Yeah. Home.
Playing Sunbelt games? Sure.
I mean, we got Georgia State. Why not Coastal Carolina?
I would rather play, I mean, why not? If we're going down the Sunbelt route, then go for it. I'd much rather, look, Coastal Carolina, Appalachian, Charlotte, Georgia State. I mean, if you're looking for regional games, you got to do it as a basketball deal too. You know, hey, look, well, let's do football, but you guys need to come see us in basketball. I mean, you just got to build these games regionally again, where it makes more sense.
I mean, moving forward, that might be what we see out of football.
Yeah, and I mean, football. I mean, we just played William and Mary. I don't really care to play. FCS opponents, but in basketball and other stuff, I mean, I don't have a problem playing old CAA foes.
All right, Ellerbe. What's Hunter? Who's he watching the NFL? Anybody?
You know, he's kind of transitioned from the Falcons to the Raiders, which has been kind of interesting. So he's excited because Zay Jones is with the Raiders, although Zay doesn't get any targets or many looks, I guess, for the Raiders right now. But
Coach Rockeford had a sweet Raiders hat on the Brian Bailey show last week. Maybe you want to get one of those.
I'm gonna have to go back on YouTube and check that out.
It's a sweet lid.
Yeah, but he's following the Raiders closely, and I think because one of his good friends is a Chiefs fan, so he kind of wanted to go anti of what. And I said it may be a long decade for you with Mahomes and the Chiefs, but
Raiders seem to be on the rise a little bit.
They do.
Got lucky yesterday.
Is this year 4 or 5 of Gruden of his $100 million contract or whatever?
I was thinking more like 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
Year 3?
Maybe 3. Yeah. First year in Vegas. I guess it's Jimbo Fisher that he has a $75 million deal.
Name that billionaire.
Name that guy. Who do you think gets a championship first? Gruden, Fisher, or neither?
I mean, neither would be the easy minus money there.
Who has the harder road to a championship?
Probably Jimbo. I mean, you're around Bama every year, and they're in your division. Now, the thing is A&M going to? They didn't have to play. They beat Florida, so like there's an opportunity that if other teams lose, they could sneak in and be the 4th team because they're not going to be in the SEC championship. They're not going to lose another game, but that's their ticket. Lose to Bama and then just win the rest of your games and hope somebody else. Hope Ohio State doesn't play any more games. Hope Cincinnati and all these other teams lose. Hope Clemson loses again. You might could find a spot in the playoff.
Yeah.
And then can lose to Bama again.
Well, I guess to your point, I guess all the Raiders have to do is be a wild card team with an opportunity to get in the playoffs, and then they're in. So I guess A&M is harder. So who's your Final Four for the college football playoff? Who's in?
Alabama. I think Notre Dame's firmly in at this point.
Even if they lose to Clemson in the championship game?
I think so.
What if Clemson torches them by like 20?
Well, it's not much of a torch.
I would say that's if you beat the number 2 team in the country by 20.
I still would have Notre Dame in.
You would?
Yeah. And then, so if I'm making it, you have to. I'm putting Ohio State in,
even if they don't play another game.
They've played what, 5 or 6 now?
5-0.
Yeah.
They think they need to get to 6.
I've seen enough. I'd put them in. And then
no Cincinnati.
If Clemson beats Notre Dame, you got to put them in. Cincinnati just misses out. If Notre Dame beats Clemson, Cincinnati is in.
You think?
And Clemson's out.
How does Cincinnati get in under the based not on your opinion but on the committee's opinion? They need what needs to happen? There's no chance of them getting in.
I don't think so.
0.
I don't think so. Do you?
I don't see a path.
I don't either
to get past 3 SEC teams
because they're behind A&M right now, right?
Yeah.
So A&M's not going to lose another game, so they're out of luck. Their path is to get in another conference that's not the American, because unfortunately, Power 6 is still not being recognized as a thing.
It's crazy in 2020 with all this equality talk.
Yeah, what about us?
Well, I mean, come on, Cincinnati's. They're doing everything they can.
I'm with you. They did all they could, and it's not going to be enough. Tulsa and Cincinnati this weekend, Ellerbe. Now, do we hate Tulsa or do we hate the refs? I don't want to take it out on Tulsa. I'd love to see them pull an upset this week, but do I have to hate them too, or just the replay officials and refs in that game?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I think it's more the referees that really host us because
it definitely was. Although I do remember them being really chippy during that game.
Yeah,
I didn't like them at the time,
but they deserve to celebrate. Anytime you get some luck and some calls your way based on referee, and then you can't really blame the other team.
They're going to get back-to-back shots at Cincinnati. They're going to play them this week at Tulsa. Then they'll play them in Cincinnati for the championship.
Didn't Cincinnati and Memphis do this a few years ago?
They did it last year.
I believe. And how'd it go? The same team won?
I don't recall. I'll have to look it up right now.
Yeah. So, I kind of hope Cincinnati... honestly, I hope Cincinnati blows out Tulsa twice and then puts a lot of pressure on the committee to be like, what the heck, man? They won 31-0, and they won, 28-7. Why not? What else do they have to do?
They played at the Liberty Bowl, Ellerbe, the final week of the season, and Memphis won 34-24. They played the following week in the championship at the Liberty Bowl, and Memphis won 29-24. Very similar games in back-to-back weeks.
All right, there you have it.
So there you go. All right, Ellerbe, enjoyed the chat.
All right, look forward to Hour 3, Mike Houston. Big show, and your chance to be a winner right here with the Treasure Chest.
We'll open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up in the 5 o'clock hour as well. When we return, Double B, Brian Bailey, getting ready for Tuesday night football. Cowboys and Ravens on Tuesday night. Par for the course. We'll talk Pirate Hoops as well, NFL, and more with Brian Bailey when we return after this.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
UBE and PirateWare.com have everything to fill Santa's sleigh this Christmas. Officially licensed ECU gifts and apparel, polos, outerwear, and sweats from Champion, Columbia, and Cutter & Buck. Visit the Crow's Nest for the largest selection of ECU children's apparel in the world. Be sure to follow UBE PirateWare.com on all social media platforms to stay informed on sales, events, and giveaways. UBE and PirateWare.com, making your Christmas jolly and bright for over 50 years.
While other folks come and go, Greenville Pool & Supply has been your local pool store in Greenville and Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years. Are you finding yourself spending more time at home than ever before? If so, turn your backyard into a vacation destination. Greenville Pool has pools for any size backyard. Choose from the very popular fiberglass, classic vinyl, or custom concrete. If you order your pool now, it could be in by this spring. If you're ready for a pool, contact the pros at Greenville Pool & Supply. This holiday season, remember Jersey Mike's for all your catering needs. Whether it's a private party or you're just feeding the office, Jersey Mike's can take care of it all with 5 convenient locations serving the Greenville area. Jersey Mike's also has online ordering, contactless pickup, delivery, and in-store takeout. Subs, salads, wraps, and all items are sliced fresh all day, every day. Take a break and enjoy Jersey Mike's. Everybody likes Jersey Mike's. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
Emporium presents A Very Beer Christmas.
'Tis the season to be drinking, fa la 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 la. Jingle beers, jingle all the way. Rocking around the Christmas beer, have a happy holiday.
Give the gift of beer this holiday season. Emporium is offering a special 12 Beers of Christmas box, perfect for any craft beer lover on your list. And the Emporium gift card is always a winner. Christmas cheer awaits you today at Emporium on Dickinson Avenue and on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Ashley, and on behalf of the whole Shimmer Boutique crew, we would like to say thank you for voting us Best Gift Shop and Best Women's Boutique in 2020. We could not have done it without you, and we hope that you will shop with us this holiday season. Shimmer carries a wide variety of men's, youth, women's clothing, and jewelry, as well as home goods. Shimmer is your one-stop shop for the whole family this holiday season. Plus, we will always offer complimentary gift wrapping. Shimmer Boutique, located on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks, in Winterville besides New River Pottery, and in Jacksonville's Mall.
More mead ounces means more mead bounces. Get any papadilla like the new double cheeseburger papadilla for just $6. Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and only $6 each. The new cheeseburger Papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
It's the season for warmer clothes, hot apple cider, and changing leaves. But what doesn't change and what won't change is our commitment to your complete satisfaction each and every time you visit our dealership. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Complete customer satisfaction isn't just a seasonal thing, it's delivered every day. That's why we are the place to find your next truck or SUV. Come in and get you one. Phelps Chevrolet. Visit today or see us on the web.
Pirate Radio.
All of our last names are ECU.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back to Pirate Radio Live on a Monday. We got the treasure chest opening up in the 5 o'clock hour today when Mike Houston joins Troy D&I inside the Pirate Radio studios. Shirley, if there's a game on, I will find it. And today I found Richmond hosting Wofford.
Oh, yeah.
Right now the Spiders have a 5-point lead over the Terriers in college basketball action.
Speaking of basketball, there have been a couple of postponements already. The ACC Big Ten Challenge was scheduled to get underway on Wednesday. Louisville, Wisconsin has been postponed. No makeup date has been announced. And Michigan, NC State has been postponed for the time being. If Michigan finds another team to play, then that game will be officially canceled. But both of those games were scheduled to be played on Wednesday.
Okay, and it actually gets underway on Tuesday because North Carolina and Iowa are scheduled to play tomorrow night in Iowa City, and Duke will host Illinois on Tuesday.
Yeah, and both of those games, as far as I know, have been slated to start, but the ones that were scheduled for Wednesday, Louisville has COVID issues and NC State has COVID issues. So those are the reasons why those two particular games have been postponed.
All right, State, if they need another game, maybe they can call Joe Dooley. The Pirates set to play UNCW coming up at 5 o'clock. Let's talk about that and more right now with Double B Brian Bailey, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Hello, Bailey.
It's kind of a weird Monday. We got basketball in the afternoon, and NFL in the afternoon on a Monday.
And it's going to be weird when you wake up tomorrow, too, Bailey, and get ready for your Cowboys on a Tuesday.
Yeah, how about that? They were supposed to play Thanksgiving night. Seems like Thanksgiving was 3 weeks ago.
Well, wait.
No. They're supposed to play the week after Thanksgiving night.
Right.
Yeah.
Baltimore
Thursday,
is playing this game Tuesday, I guess, to give them extra rest because they played last Wednesday on a game that was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving night. So there you go.
That's it. Yeah.
There's your whole conspiracy board on that. Bailey, let's start. We can start with the NFL. And my Sunday didn't go as planned. I was all set to post the NFC East standings and talk about how Washington was back in first place after Seattle takes care of business against the Giants. But, man, you can't figure these things out. Colt McCoy and Alfred Morris, a couple of former Redskins, go to Seattle and knock off the Seahawks on Sunday.
And not that I would like to see your Washington football bunch win, but, the Giants beating Seattle, at least that's a good win for the NFC East. And if Washington would happen to beat Pittsburgh, and if by all, sense of imagination that Dallas could beat Baltimore, all of a sudden, at least we'd have some legitimacy all of a sudden in the NFL. So, that's the one positive with that. I watched the Seattle game. Seattle didn't play very well at all. And the Giants, they have a pretty good defense. So, I was impressed with the Giants winning that game.
The Eagles getting with the NFC East trend, Bailey, and playing their backup quarterback, Jalen Hurts, goes in the game. They got a little life from that. But they end up losing to the Packers 30-16. There's a scenario where none of the starters going into the year for NFC East teams are playing next week if Carson Wentz gets benched.
That's true. Yeah, and you look at that game with Green Bay. Green Bay was blowing out the Eagles, and then all of a sudden Hurts goes in and he got the benefit of a long return. But he did. He brought him some life, and really I thought they might come back and win the game, but then they had a critical play late in the game and ended up losing by a couple of touchdowns. But, the Eagles, they've got real problems. They're going to fire their coach at some point, I think. Even though you win a Super Bowl, it doesn't last forever, and I think they're getting ready to change.
I always ask that, Bailey, with a fan of a team that wins the Super Bowl, how long is that grace period? And it's kind of it's wearing thin with the folks in Philadelphia right now, for sure.
It is.
One fan base that has not experienced the Super Bowl or playoffs or any winning is happy today, Bailey, because the Cleveland Browns are 9-3. Did you see what they did in the first half to the Titans? 38 points. They end up winning 41-35. Titans made it look closer at the end than it should have been. But how about the 9-3 Cleveland Browns? That's 2020 for you.
And just think how Baker Mayfield, how good he would be if he wasn't always awake in those Progressive commercials at the stadium. He'd be really good.
That's holding him back.
It's holding him. It's got to be. But he had a great first half. I did watch some of that game, and he was all over the place and throwing, just throwing strikes, and he really looked good.
How about the Patriots? Don't, I guess, throw dirt on Cam Newton quite yet. Scores some rushing touchdowns yesterday. The Patriots scored 2 on special teams. Bill Belichick dominates a rookie quarterback once again, 45-0 against the Chargers. I think the Patriots are done for as far as this year goes, but they're 6-6, Bailey, still in the mix.
Yeah, still in the mix, and we all say it every year, but once you make the tournament, once you get in, anything can happen. And they may be one of those teams that, Belichick's got a great, history, obviously, with Brady. Doesn't have Brady this year, but I can't wait for the playoffs to start, even though my team most likely won't be a part of it. I just think that the NFL playoffs are really just fun to watch. And even in this year of COVID, when the fans probably won't be there, it'll still be great television.
The good one tonight, Bailey, after Washington-Pittsburgh, Bills 49ers. Niners back in that playoff mix after they take care of the Rams last week. Bills are 8-3 on the road tonight. The Bills are kind of a quiet 8-3, Bailey, but that should be a good one tonight.
I think Buffalo's kind of like Cleveland, where the fans, they love their team, obviously, get all excited, but they've always got that thought in the back of their head that, this thing's going to fall apart any time now, and we won't be very good. But, they've got, a strong team this year. They look really good, and they don't have the Patriots really, as far as, contending for the AFC East title. That they should go ahead and get that. The Jets, they try to do everything they can to have a winless season. They almost let one slip away, didn't they?
That was brutal. And Greg Williams gets the axe today after blitzing Derek Carr late in that game, and the Raiders able to hit. It wasn't a Hail Mary. It was just a deep ball to Ruggs for an easy touchdown, the easiest late touchdown you'll ever see. And Greg Williams got his walking papers. Bills won't have to worry about the Patriots. They got to worry about Shirley Rhodes' 8-4 Miami Dolphins. That is a weird record beside the Dolphins' name, Bailey, as bad as they've been in recent years.
Yeah, and that's a quiet record as well, because I thought they were 2 games behind, but if they're not, and if they lose tonight, it'll be very, very tight at the top of that AFC East. But it's kind of nice to see somebody in the AFC East besides New England.
Absolutely.
It's going to win that division.
All right, we got Niners and Bills coming your way tonight on Pirate Radio. We got Mike Houston coming up at 5 o'clock. We've got a basketball game tipping off at 5 o'clock. So it'll be a big 5 o'clock hour with everything going on. And Bailey, the Pirates will go into that game against UNCW 3-0 on the year after knocking off Radford.
3-0 and a 10-point favorite at home, which is, when the odds makers go about, putting a point spread out now, I wonder how much they put into the fact that there is no crowd. So, I mean, it's a home game for East Carolina, obviously, but there's no crowd in the stands. And, at Minji's Coliseum, especially in a rivalry game like this, you would think that the crowd would make a big difference. But with no crowd, I was just surprised. It was a 10-point spread for East Carolina.
Yeah,
I
was looking back at it too. Not that it matters, but the recent history has not gone well against UNCW. Now they have a new coach this year, and they new players for each side that have not played in this game. ECU did not play UNCW last year, so it doesn't have much to do with it, Bailey. But the Seahawks have had the Pirates' number. That line has gone down. Last time I saw it, it was at 8. So, some people on the Seahawks right now. But, look, the Pirates got Jaden Garner. They got a shot. They do need to hit some outside shots, Bailey. That has been a struggle for ECU last year, and unfortunately it's crept into this year as well.
Yeah, you got to hope that some of that will loosen up. I think Farrakhan hit a couple of key ones in the game on Saturday against Radford, and if somebody that young can come in and really, maybe that'll give some other guys some confidence. But I thought that was a good sign.
Talking to Double B, Brian Bailey today on the Fixed NC Live Line. Had a great chat with Sammy Batten earlier today on the Brian Bailey Show, and Sammy is retiring. And it was a good show, Bailey, because you talked about some of his favorites from the past, and also what to look out for recruiting-wise for ECU. You got a little bit of everything in today.
Yeah, and that was, usually we have Sammy on and we just talk recruiting, and he goes into such great detail because those guys that do recruiting for a living just know, nooks and crannies that none of us, the rest of us can ever figure out. But this was a neat show for me because I've always been a fan of Sammy's, and to hear some of his stories, and I know people probably get tired of mine, but just to hear some of his stories, and I can relate a lot of that to my career, and he's one of the best writers in our state. He's won Sports Writer of the Year in North Carolina at least 2 times, and he's just a generally good guy, always willing to come on the radio with you and talk sports, and those are always great guests. And he did a great job in the show at noon, and it re-airs later on tonight on Pirate Radio. So if you didn't get a chance to hear it, please give it a listen because Sammy's a good guy.
Double B, Brian Bailey joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Bailey, what's coming up this week on WNCT Sports?
Well, I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Wow.
So I will not be a part of the process.
Maybe I should ask Nolan Knight and Ken Watling what's going on then.
Yeah, I got all this vacation time because nobody went anywhere this year.
Yeah, that's
and in
true.
our company, if you don't use it, you lose it. So I'm going to tinker on some stuff some things at the house and try to neaten up some stuff and that kind of thing. Go a little Christmas shopping. I like having time off in December because I can kind of just do my own thing. Go, Christmas shop a little bit. Start feeling the season, that kind of thing. So it'll be good.
What would you like to gift your Dallas Cowboys if you could give them a player this Christmas season? What do you need?
A player?
Yeah.
I probably would gift them another stud offensive lineman because I think that they're going to need it, and that may be what they do in the draft coming up, in April. But I think that's one thing I would give them. I might put a brain in Mike McCarthy's head if I could do something like that. But and take the analytics sheet out of his pocket.
All right, a few ideas there for the Cowboys this holiday season. Bailey, thanks for joining us, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Anytime. Take care.
All right, there's Double B, Brian Bailey, joining us on the Fix NC Live Line. Brian Bailey Show coming up at 6 o'clock. His chat with Sammy Batten. We got Monday Night Football, the game 2 of the doubleheader tonight with the Bills and 49ers. Right now, Wofford has taken the lead over Richmond, 64-63. Who needs the 12.5 points when the Terriers are leading outright? So, I don't know. Maybe somebody other than me is interested in this game. We'll watch the conclusion of that. We'll be checking out Pirate Hoops at 5 o'clock while we talk to Mike Houston, head football coach of the ECU Pirates, who joins us later on Pirate Radio Live. And we'll make you a winner inside the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll take a time out. Shirley, you got something?
Oh, I was just going to say that another person that is keeping a close eye on this game is Big Man, because he's been tweeting about it for the last half hour.
And we will talk to him coming up in hour 2 of our show as well. We got Ronnie Woodward coming up next in hour number 2. Might sneak him in here at the end of hour number 1. When we return on Pirate Radio Live, we're back with you after this.
Banking is banking until service is not the same. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust, and this year has been unusual, but we have continued to focus on what has always been important to us, our customers. When businesses needed access to the Paycheck Protection Program, our team of local bankers worked around the clock to successfully keep our customers open and their employees working. Wouldn't you like to deal with a bank that is responsive to your needs, can make local decisions, and cares about you, the customer? We are Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The holiday season is upon us, and have you been naughty or nice this season? Well, it doesn't matter at the Naughty Life, because no matter who you are, you can find the perfect gift for anyone. This holiday season, stroll the new and improved streets of downtown Washington. Be sure to visit the Naughty Life for the latest Yeti products, signs, clothing, home decor, and many other unique gift items. Plus, their gift wrapping is fantastic, and my favorite, it's free. The Naughty Life on Main Street in downtown Washington.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Turkey, ham, bacon, these and other meats are great around the holidays and every other day, but they all leave behind grease when you cook them, and grease is a real pain in the drain. When you pour grease down a drain, it cools and can clog sewer lines. That can lead to sewer spills, which are messy, bad for the environment, and can also be expensive. Never pour grease down the drain. Instead, collect it in a container like a used soup can or jar. Let it cool and throw it away in the trash. Together, we can protect our sewer system and the environment. For more information, go to GUC.com.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find any of those at US Cellular because we do things differently. And that means you can get the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements all season long. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair. Terms and conditions apply. See store uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Stephen Igo, publisher of HoistTheColors.net.
Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holt Nailers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single dollar. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
This is ECU basketball coach Joe Dooley, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back, and for the latest breaking news and interesting stories and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today at PR927FM. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty. Thanks, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back. Wrapping up hour number 1 of today's program. Mike Houston going to join us at 5 o'clock. We'll open up the treasure chest today in the 5 o'clock hour as well, so stay tuned for that. Ronnie Woodward here, joining us in the Pirate Radio studios from the Daily Reflector. And Ronnie, we're wrapping up this hour, so we got a few minutes. Let's use these few minutes to recap Saturday, and then we'll look ahead to today, talk more college hoops, college football, and more with you. But first of all, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm
doing
good. Good Monday. Busy, energetic.
A lot going on.
Ready to roll.
All right, good deal. Pirates win by 13. Was it 63-50?
63-50, correct.
And Radford got off to a good start in that game, but ECU put the clamps on them defensively, was able to go on a run, I guess, midway through the first half, later in the first half, take the lead and really never look back. So they did get after Radford defensively. Radford was Badford at shooting the basketball, I will say. But give credit to Joe Dooley's team. He was upset with their defense against NC Wesleyan and had to be a lot happier with it in that game against the Highlanders.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. I mean, just from kind of my personal experience of this so far without fans and just the feel of these games is so different. You know, even different from football, I feel like, because it's indoors and it's literally like me, you, Chandler, Shirley, whoever, go to the rec center and play pickup against 5 other dudes who we don't, know. It's an interesting deal. So against Wesleyan, I thought ECU went through the motions a little bit, just emotionally, because it's Wesleyan. But I'll say the point I'm getting at is Radford, when I got to Minji's, I could hear them in warm-ups. They were yelling, they were jumping up and down, they were into it big time. And I thought that flowed into the first 8-10 minutes of the game, maybe. They were into it, had a much different feel from the Wesleyan game. And ECU responded really well to that. And I asked Joe Dooley about that after the game. He said it's not that they were flat to begin with. He thought they were into it as well, but just the intensity was different. It's interesting at times too, and I think tonight could be similar when there is 2 teams that are into it and vocal. You can hear guys calling out screens and plays, and which players on the bench are leading the defense chant and which aren't. I mean, it's just an interesting deal. So yeah, I think the early leader for ECU is Luster. Edra Luster. Mm-hmm. He seems to be the most vocal bench player, leading the chants and yelling at players on the court and stuff. So yeah, that was one thing that stood out. I thought Radford really kind of had that early. Again, even in pre-games, warm-ups, I noticed it. But Jaden Gardner was really good at the end of the first half. Noah Farrakhan, I'm sure we'll talk about, sparked ECU, I think, again. And they took the kind of control and the lead and went from there. So it was a good game. Again, for me, just being in there and looking at it, it was a lot more enjoyable and intense than the Wesleyan game. We'll see what happens with that tonight.
Yeah, should be the same way, I would think, today against an in-state rival. I guess you would call them that, an in-state opponent.
Former conference foe.
Yeah, with UNCW. Jaden Gardner rolls out of bed, scores 20 points, as we know. But Ronnie is the second most important Pirate on the team?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thank you.
I'll go Luigi DeBeau. Does that make sense?
Yeah. See, I was thinking about it like
He had 8 rebounds the other day, which I thought was good.
I think he's been pretty good inside, and he's not just a stiff too. I mean, he can score, he can do some things. I thought I might say Tristan Newton heading into that game Saturday, but he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, he
and the
struggled.
Pirates won by 13.
And you said important.
Yeah.
too. You didn't say like second leading scorer.
No,
second
most
best.
important.
I think important.
Yeah.
Might be DeBeau, just to alleviate some of that pressure off of Gardner.
Yeah.
The paint. But I mean, I don't know. You can make a case. I mean, you could say Noah Farrakhan at some point. Maybe. I don't know.
But right now, moving forward,
I'd say DeBeau.
Okay.
But because all those guards are so similar.
I know.
You know, like Tyree Jackson. I'd say him.
I don't want to take away what he does defensively and everything.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, it's a tough question.
That my first thought was Tyree Jackson, honestly.
With a lot of different answers that people have probably too.
Yeah, but then I thought about it, I was like, because we've seen what Jaden Gardner can do when he has to be the center against team. You know, when he has to do too much down low a little bit against some teams. So I think that the important part is where DeBeau kicks in a little bit. But the guards are going to have to be good. And that's the one thing about Farrakhan that will be interesting. He's in a great spot right now against Radford and UNCW and North Florida. These teams that have smaller guards, I think he's really going to be able to shine. But when Memphis rolls out, it's 6'6", 6'7" wing, 6'5" point guard, SMU, Cincinnati. When those teams, that's where Farrakhan on the defensive end is going to be interesting because he's skinny. I think I don't know what would happen if me and him weighed on a scale at the same time, but I think I might have him. And yeah, he's not the biggest dude in the world. On the defensive end will be interesting. But right now he's in a groove where he can play with anybody. He's special with the ball. When he has the ball in his hands, he can do a lot of things.
A dagger step back 3 from Richmond gives them a 4-point lead with 19 seconds to go.
But was it a dagger?
Over Wofford. I think that was the dagger. For me, it's fine.
Yeah.
I got a lot of points with Wofford. But for this game, it could be the dagger. Brennan on Facebook Live asked for a score prediction for tonight. Tell you what, Brennan, we'll do that when we return.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, on Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk ECU, UNCW. I'll throw out a score. We'll see if Ronnie will as well. And we'll talk college football and more with Ronnie Woodward coming up. Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live on the way. We're back after this.
Jim Gray from Westwood One here with a Monday Night Football preview sponsored by Prilosec. Treat your frequent heartburn with Prilosec OTC. Coming up, the 8-3 Buffalo Bills take on the 49ers. Buffalo leads the AFC East and is coming off a win over the Chargers. San Francisco continues to battle injuries and now faces a ban on hosting games in Northern California. As a result, this game will be played in Arizona. But the 5-6 49ers are coming off a win over the rival Rams, which head coach Kyle Shanahan says is never easy.
Both our defenses are a challenge. Whenever your schemes are very sound and you got some players out there, it's always a battle.
Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner will call all the action from Arizona when the Bills meet the 49ers on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to PriloSecOTC.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Napa know-how. Right now, get a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for just $22.98. They're an iconic duo like salt and pepper, a hammer and a nail, or the holidays and awkward hugs. You can't get one without the other. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for just $22.98. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. General States pricing. Sales price does not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 12/31/20.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Merry Christmas from the Brown & Wood family. All GMC and Buick models have employee pricing, so you can save up to an average of $7,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
You can paint these pitches purple.
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It's easy to see mosquitoes and fire ants, but don't forget about moisture and termites destroying your home from underneath. Visit the professionals at Pest Tech online at pesttechofgreenville.com for all of your pest control needs. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up a little later on this hour, we'll visit with the BMOC, the Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadu from Barstool Sports. He's got another episode of Big Man on Basketball that dropped, the podcast today. So listen to that after you listen to Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk to him around 4:30. We'll let Ronnie Woodward get out of here around that time so he can head to Minges Coliseum as ECU taking on UNCW, and the Pirates are 3-0, trying to get to 4-0 today, Ronnie. And what do you know, if anything, about the Seahawks that they'll take on today?
Not much, other than I did do a little bit of reading this morning. And Shaquem Phillips hasn't played. I think he's hurt. So that's kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to seeing him play. Watch some highlights and stuff from him last year. South Central kid, was on that Dayron Sharp team that won a state championship and all that. So yeah.
They also have the Green Central kid, Amache Dodd, on the roster.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So that is a good call.
A local kid who I never saw him play.
I saw him once, maybe.
But a local kid had a tomahawk dunk inside of Minges on Saturday.
Yeah.
Trying to get that kid's name. It was Keyshawn Porter.
Yeah, he went to Southwest Edgecombe. Igo was telling me about him during the game that he was he was a football prospect too, I guess, and was maybe in the mix to play football at ECU, but he really wanted to play basketball. Ended up there, and you could tell. Yeah, you're watching now. He's
nasty dunk.
He's super athletic. The fact that he was kind of a football, basketball tweener, college prospect tells you just his athleticism. So that was a nice play. I think that was like mid-second half though, it was like kind of an ECU was cruising, kind of in control still. So yeah, that was a pretty entertaining game, honestly. I thought Saturday, enjoyed that, and we'll see what today has to offer. I feel a little, again, I haven't looked at UNCW, but I feel like they always play ECU well, right?
They do. They have had the number over the years.
I don't know. If I was betting that number, it's a pretty big number, right? Like 10?
It's down to 8 now.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of points for this rivalry, and just my general knowledge of the UNCW typically plays pretty well against ECU.
You want to know what I did? I'm feeling pretty good. I just won a Wofford mid-afternoon game.
What did you do?
I did a fade Clip-Brock's teams teaser.
Okay.
So I've got UNCW plus 11.5 with Pittsburgh minus a half a point over against Washington.
So Steelers need to win.
Just win the game.
And UNCW
and then Pirates win by 10 or 11. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I went with, along with some player props in that Washington game. But that's what I got right now. I think it's going to be a tight game.
I do too.
At Minges today. Wilmington, by the way, this year they lost to Western Carolina. In fact, that's why I have a negative outlook on this team, because Jeff Charles and I were watching that game during Pirate Radio Live. They got blown out by the Catamounts 98-76.
That next win is impressive.
Since then, they've beat Nashville by 8 and then beat Troy by 23.
Yeah.
73-50. So whatever was going on week 1 or game 1 for them, they figured it out nicely with a couple of impressive wins, I would say.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean they're a solid program, and similar to ECU in a lot of ways. I feel like just in the type of players they recruit and kind of their style and whatnot. But I feel like ECU has played well recently. The last few meetings against them, but there was the one at Wilmington. What was it? 3, 4, 5 years ago, where Wilmington scored like 100, right? Like they just hit so many threes. And yeah, it seems like the matchups down in Wilmington are different than the ones here. Because they won. Remember when Lebo resigned and then the next game was here against UNCW, and the Pirates came out and won. It's kind of energetic, passionate performance, I guess you could say. Which one was that? Was that the last game here?
Well, the one you were talking about where they scored 100, they actually scored 95 and knocked off ECU in 2018-19.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they lost to ECU in Greenville. I guess the game you were talking about, 93-88.
Yeah.
Wilmington. So they've gone win-loss. They have actually alternated W's in the past several meetings dating back to 2007. So if that trend continues, ECU is going to win today.
Yeah. Well, if you just look at the scores again, 9-point game, 5-point game, 10, 5, 8. It's always in that range. There's that one blowout, 99-85. But other than that, it's a handful of points, 5 to 8 point range.
I remember this one where ECU won at Trask Coliseum because that was the one. It was on like some random channel and it was awful. And James Legan was shooting threes so far out he wasn't on the camera. All you could see is the ball coming in.
CSTV probably.
He went. He had a big game. I wonder if they do have. Oh, they don't have the box score for that game. Never mind. But he that one, he was shooting some bombs in that one where the Pirates scored 99.
That might have been like my Josh King, Taylor Gagnon era. 08, 09. Maybe. It might have been a little after that.
Should have seen if Howard Hurt has scored against the.
He might have been on that team. Yeah. my fellas.
Your trivia partner at AJ's. All right, score predictions for tonight. So we just saw some past scores, Ronnie. Brendan asked on Facebook Live our predictions for ECU, UNCW. Again, I'm expecting a tight one. And I'm going to say the Pirates win it 71-66. 5-point win for the Pirates, 71-66.
That's a good one.
That's a great score.
I'm going to say ECU 71, Wilmington 66.
All right. We are locked in, folks.
I'll go more points than that. I like your thinking, though.
Wilmington has not been held under 70 points this year. That might be a bad prediction by me.
Yeah, I'll say I'm going to go super close. ECU wins in literally like not a buzzer beater, but like a final minute situation. I'll say ECU 81, Wilmington 80.
All right.
Why not?
I like it.
81-80.
We are both
free throws or something.
Yeah. Both thinking a close game today.
Yep.
At Minges Coliseum. All right. Moving on from basketball. Right? Have you watched any other college basketball yet this season? Other than Richmond and Wofford?
What we just watched. No, I watched. Let's see, ECU's last home game. I got home, and that was the big Champions Classic, whatever. Kentucky versus whoever it was, Kansas versus Duke, like whatever those.
Kansas beat Kentucky, Michigan State beat Duke.
Yeah, those 4 teams that play. So I watched that, and by watch I mean like
it was on.
It was on, and I was on my phone, like So I was somewhat paying attention to that, but I haven't watched a whole lot other than ECU. Hardcore and really kind of paying attention. A little bit of Gonzaga, one of their games, early games, and then when we were at Sports Trivia,
they played West Virginia that night.
Yeah, that was the night. Dude got hurt. Suggs got hurt, but he came back in the game. So my Zags, I always pull for the Zags every year.
This is their year. They are loaded.
Yeah, last year might have been
I agree. I would have picked them to win it all last year.
Yeah. They're really good. They're just a totally kind of different team than they used to be, I feel like, just with their skills, and they've hit that foreign market.
Yeah.
I feel like more than other teams. Like the old school Adam Morrison and Ravio, and even before that, the Calvary guys. There's like scrappy kind of white guys from like Minnesota or wherever, but they've changed, and now they got lottery picks, and it's all these like foreign guys, like 7-footers who can shoot.
Was Dan Dickow?
Dickow was in there. Yeah, I mean, just guys like that who are just like scrappy type of players, overachieved, but now they get some players.
Yeah, they're one of the top recruiting teams in the country now.
And again, it's the international flair. I feel like with the last like 4 or 5 years, they've had just big guys who are super skilled, like the Porzingis mold or what like those type of players they've gotten and kind of had a little pipeline going there.
Ronnie Woodward joining us. We'll take another timeout. One more segment to go with Ronnie. We'll talk some college football. Get his thoughts on the Blake Proehl's decision. By the way, programming alert. We'll get Blake Proehl's thoughts on Blake Proehl's decision Tuesday.
Oh, yeah?
As he'll join us 4 o'clock coming up
there you go.
On Pirate Radio Live. Got that on the way.
That's tomorrow.
On Tuesday. Got Mike Houston at 5 o'clock today. So still a lot of Pirate football talk to go here in December. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back more with Ronnie Woodward when we return after this.
Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Maybe you're planning to visit parents, family, or friends. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. Arc Point Labs of Greenville offers easy solutions to COVID-19 testing. Arc Point Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. Arc Point Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
You've seen it on TV, and now you can experience it for yourself. Introducing the Warrior Zone, Greenville's first and ever only Ninja Warrior training facility. This is John from the Warrior Zone, where community, fun, and fitness collide. We offer weekly ninja training classes, memberships, one-on-one coaching, competition teams, and open gym. Not a ninja? No problem. We work with everyone and want people to feel encouraged when they leave Warrior Zone. Make your life better with Ninja Fun at the Warrior Zone. Old Tall Road, next to Plant and See at warriorzone.ninja.
What the heck was that?
Oh, that was Chuck from Naughty Dog. They just did a new beer release, and he gets so excited he runs around town screaming and telling everyone. I told him I would cut this new commercial instead and let people know to get to Naughty Dog this holiday season to try their new beers, that they're open 7 days a week, and that they're doing a fundraiser to drop off food and toys for dogs. Go to Naughty Dog Brewing Company on Main Street in downtown Winterville today, and maybe you'll see Chuck there screaming. Follow Naughty Dog on Facebook and Instagram for more fun.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
Hidden phone trade-ins, hidden plan requirements, hidden catches. You won't find any of those at US Cellular because we do things differently. And that means you can get the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE or Google Pixel 5 for free with no hidden requirements all season long. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair. Terms and conditions apply. See store uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville. UBE and PirateWare.com have everything to fill Santa's sleigh this Christmas. Officially licensed ECU gifts and apparel, polos, outerwear, and sweats from Champion, Columbia, and Cutter & Buck. Visit the Crow's Nest for the largest selection of ECU children's apparel in the world. Be sure to follow UBE PirateWare.com on all social media platforms to stay informed on sales, events, and giveaways. UBE and PirateWare.com, making your Christmas jolly and bright for over 50 years.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville's new extended care clinic is now open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. so you can avoid the emergency department for any urgent orthopedics care. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to Eastern North Carolina and the Pirate Nation for more than 35 years. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome back into the program here with Farmer Ronnie, hanging out in the Pirate Radio studios.
He said you're the farmer, right? Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
That was one of the best concetions I've heard.
Yeah, that one got a little weird. We'll see how this one goes, because we do have Jeff Nadu joining us in about 15 minutes. As he'll join us on the Fixed NC Live line. We'll get his thoughts on ECU, UNCW, as well as the football games coming up tonight. Washington and Pittsburgh, just after 5 o'clock, and then at the traditional start time after 8 o'clock tonight, it'll be the Bills and Niners. We have that one for you here on Pirate Radio. Ronnie Woodward is hanging out inside the Pirate Radio studios, and Ronnie, we talked ECU hoops a moment ago, and college basketball. College football, Pirates wrapped up their season, of course, a couple of Saturdays ago. No ECU football this past weekend. We'll dive into the offseason with Mike Houston coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. But ECU ending their year, Blake Prohl announcing he will be heading to the NFL draft. We'll talk with Blake coming up on Tuesday's show, but a lot of people were surprised by that. How about you when you heard the news last week?
Well, Mike Houston just walked in the studio a little bit ago, so the pressure is on, right? Should we? I thought we were going to talk about like the Tulane game, maybe, or Georgia State.
Oh wow! Okay, if you would like to, go ahead.
No, that you were going to lead the conversation.
I'm leading it, and I asked about Blake Prohl.
No, I'm just kidding.
Then we'll talk about what happened against Tulane.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm like, I guess you could say a lot of people when it first maybe heard the Blake Prohl news, surprised. Yeah, I think makes a lot of sense. But then as the days kind of passed, I don't know about you, but it started to understand the situation a little more, especially after we talked to Blake on the Zoom. You know, he got his degree, which makes sense. And, you know, his last name clearly affected the decision, and I think impacts the decision long term more than just, he did it because, like, his dad told him. That's not what I'm trying to say. But, you know, if it doesn't work out, and whether it was next year or this year or whatever, if it doesn't work out, I think he's going to be okay, I guess is my overall point. You know, like, I think he's going to have connections. I can see him being a high school coach, a college coach. You know, he's in the Charlotte area, whatever. Like, from that standpoint, it makes, like, he got his degree, so he's did what he's supposed to do academically. He wants to give the NFL a shot. If it doesn't work out, I'm sure he's going to be okay. You know, he's not going to be living under a bridge, you know, or be stuck out on his own, you know, 5-6 years ago. Does that make sense? You know, I think
from a life standpoint, he's fine.
Much like his brother, you know, his older brother. So the more I kind of thought about that, and again, I think that the fact that he completed his academic requirements is good. It kind of makes sense to some extent. I mean, it hurts, you know, I'm sure you can ask Mike Houston. I think it hurts ECU a little more than Blake Prohl personally gain or loss, or, you know, I think that the ECU team and the dynamics with the receivers, sure, they would love to have him back. But as far as him making that decision and thinking it's time for him to go for it, I don't know. Like, I've heard some people say, he would have achieved so much in the next year drastically. To me, I don't think somebody like Blake Prohl becomes instantly like a second round pick.
No, I don't either.
You know, like, I don't think his game is what it is. You know, I don't think it's going to drastically change where he's going to get just raves about draft potential and stuff.
And he'd get great training at East Carolina, but what is he going to get with his dad, Ricky Prohl, and all the training he's going to get right now? You know, So he can work on whatever he wants to work on with all the connections and everything he's got because his dad.
That's not going to change either way.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. I guess is my thing. So, I mean, it's unfortunate to some extent for ECU as like a receiving unit, but at the same time, he, for whatever kind of factors and the things that he looked at, this was the right time to do it. And again, I don't think his game, his body, his style, he's not going to become like a punt returner out of nowhere in the next 12 months. He's not going to become like a 6'5" possession receiver. You know, he kind of is what he is, and he's going to take his shot and see what happens. Again, if you don't get drafted, you get signed by a team or whatever, it ultimately doesn't work out, I think in life he's going to be okay and be able to you know, use his relationships, you know, obviously family and otherwise, to be again, I could see him being a football coach of some kind 100% down the road. So I don't think those long-term goal life plans decisions really change a whole lot. It's kind of my overall point with it. So
from a receiver standpoint, obviously you have Tyler Snead, CJ Johnson returning, Audio Matosho, I would assume, on that list to return as well. And we hope to see more like we saw freshman year Josiah Hatfield than last year. But are there any other receivers on the roster, Ronnie, you want to see take a step up and maybe that we didn't see a lot of in 2020? Like, who does Blake Prohl leaving open up a path for? Does anybody come to mind?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to pull up the roster and I'm having internet issues.
Perfect.
So, trying to think off the top of my head. The Hatfield thing makes sense. But as far as Prohl specifically, I feel like he was one guy that had some versatility in the offense. So it's not like, the outside receivers were really impacted or the slot was really impacted. But I think Omatosha makes sense for sure that he would kind of be the next guy. And really, I feel like he was kind of C.J. Johnson's main backup at times, or would rotate in with C.J. a lot and rotate, in with Prohl. So he could be a more prominent, I guess you could say, player. I mean, he's a prominent player this year, but maybe a starter, full time next year, that type thing with Prohl gone. But yeah, I mean, I think they're the top end doesn't change at all is the main thing to me. I mean, you're still going to really need Tyler Snead and really need C.J. Johnson as I'm trying to get down. Is it wide receiver? Oh, there's inside receivers. There we go. Alphabetical order. So I need to go to outside.
Yeah. I guess there's not an obvious answer if one just doesn't pop. You have to look at the roster.
There's a slew of freshmen, younger guys. I mean, Pegues is listed here.
Nah, that's my guy. It's not going to work out. He's my new Terrell Green.
But yeah, Omatosha, C.J. Johnson, Blake Prohl still there, but Cam Burnett. I mean, and then recruiting wise, obviously they have a few they're hoping to sign in December.
How about the quarterback that went to receiver?
There you go, Tajee Hudson.
Yeah,
that one would make sense. I think he would probably be more in that slot type role, But yeah, there's options for sure. I mean, there's always that's a position where you're going to have a ton of receivers either way. I feel like
this was one of the first years where a guy didn't kind of creep up out of nowhere, right? I mean, we had our mainstays every week.
There's one I was looking for. See, I need to get on time about this. They have inside receiver, outside receiver, and wide receiver.
All right, who's the wide receiver?
Tyler Savage.
Okay.
I liked him. Was a freshman. Didn't play a whole lot this year.
But because none of them, 2020, it was our known commodities at receiver.
Yeah.
Pretty much every week.
Tajee Hudson's listed. He played some. Didn't get the ball a lot, obviously, but he was out there a little bit on occasion. So those are two. I think Tyler Savage, and Tajee Hudson. Collectively, we figured that out. But yeah, the top end doesn't change. I don't think a whole lot for me. It's
definitely
CJ, Snead, Omatosha, and implementing the tight ends more is a weapon I think they can use as well. Some of that would help with the Oklahoma transfer coming in if he's a legitimate threat there at tight end. Freshwater was moved to tight end. I mean, there's some.
They're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, some options you want to load up there. I mean, on top of Jeremy Lewis and Calhoun and Zach Burton. So, yeah. But really, I mean, to me, CJ kind of needs to be the guy, he was supposed to be this year and kind of was, but it was if he becomes the true number one receiver, on the outside, and then Tyler Snead in the slot, you can mix and match from there. Where I think they'll be okay. Certainly, Blake Prohl would have helped with you'd have a true three-headed kind of deal to start the year. But yeah, I think the other guys we mentioned make a lot of sense.
What did you think of the Shane Beamer hire in South Carolina?
I mean,
okay.
Tough job. I don't know. I mean,
especially for a first timer.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fine hire, but I don't know, man. It's almost like some of those SEC baseball jobs. It's always comparable. I feel like as well. It's like good luck. I mean, that's all I could say. I mean, it's just that league is so good. I mean, look at what the Mississippi schools did.
Yeah, they made those splash hires.
Yeah, and they were unheard of, right? I don't know. Mississippi State beat LSU the first week, right?
Yeah,
and then LSU ended up being, pretty mediocre team, which sounds crazy, but yeah, that South Carolina situation is tough. I think much like I'm trying to think who's the baseball, Kentucky baseball, or who are the bottom three.
Shout out to Dan Rozelle.
Yeah. Who are the bottom three baseball teams in the SEC? Kentucky.
I don't know. Nobody knows that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why nobody knows.
Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama's a good one. Cliff Godwin almost went there. He didn't. That probably was a good decision. Maybe not financially, but in the scope of your career, probably a good decision. So I don't know. I mean, I'm cool with the hire, but I don't think they're going to win any SEC championships anytime soon. Because the issue is, if you're competing for the SEC championship, you're a national championship contender.
Auburn Are they any good
in baseball?
Yeah.
I think
I'm trying to think of who's bad because every team I'm going through is really good.
Exactly. That's the point of SEC football. Until you get to Vanderbilt and South Carolina,
You're right.
they're all really, they're all.
But those two schools are really good in baseball.
Yeah. So you got to pick your spots.
Yeah.
Shane Beamer should coach baseball. Auburn was pretty good a few years ago. They had Casey Mize.
Okay.
Remember him?
Yeah.
They went to the NC State regional and I believe lost out.
I guess they are all good. Like Arkansas is good, right?
Yeah, probably wasn't.
A&M.
They're decent. Yeah.
They might be towards the
I don't know if
bottom.
that was the best comparison because SEC baseball is like another level. It's like 8 Alabamas in football.
Well, you made the comparison. I don't know.
Is it
Yeah,
bad?
I don't know where you were going.
The
with it
point
anyway.
is, like, there's some jobs in that league in sports.
It's a tough job.
That, I mean, good luck. I mean, again, I think it was a fine hire, but I don't think he's going to win in that league a whole lot.
Who's won there other than Spurrier?
That's about it, right?
I think so.
I mean, Spurrier was like the best coach they've ever had, and I don't think we want to go on that whole tangent.
Why? Negative guy over here? List of South Carolina Gamecocks head football coaches.
I think he is
Let's see what it's got there.
statistically the best one they've ever had.
Let's see. What's the best way to look at this? I want to look at I guess
Winning
I can
percentage.
look at is that percentage?
Looks like it.
So you've got some guys they coached a while back. Steve Spurrier, 86 and 49. So yeah, as far as guys they coached a lot there, that's by far. And then you got to go back to look at when these guys coached, 20s, teens.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, what was Lou Holtz? Lou Holtz, 33 and 37.
Holtz was decent.
So but he had a losing record there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Will Muschamp, 28 and 30, which is like par for the course for South Carolina, and he got the axe.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's a tough place to win, to sustain like winning seasons.
when SEC coaches get fired, isn't their next move to be a coordinator for an SEC school, and then they get another job in a few years?
Pretty much.
So Muschamp will be with Alabama next year, probably, or something.
Yeah.
like with one of those
Could
teams
see that.
as
Georgia
a
or something.
defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
All right, Ronnie. What do you got coming up post game wise and this week?
This week,
in the Reflector.
A lot of hoops coverage.
Yeah.
Hoops games. And
We got tonight and we got Thursday against North Florida.
there's a women's game Wednesday, I believe.
Okay.
And I had a phone interview with John Gilbert the other day. Had a story run about that from the weekend. He told me about what him and Mike Houston talked about after the SMU game, like on the field. So that just ran yesterday, and then I have some other follow-up stuff with Gilbert. I don't know exactly the order of where that's going to go because I haven't written it all yet, but definitely some different things, some big picture type stuff I talked about with John Gilbert. So that will be in the works. I'll probably have one of those stories later this week or by the weekend. So
all right.
Hoops coverage and some more some neat stuff Gilbert talked about with fans and football and long-term type things and different sports and whatnot. He talked a lot about which I might save this for at some point later, but the spring semester still, he's been pretty consistent on talking about the challenges and whatnot that will bring with just so many games in theory going on, so many sports at one time. How do you do that with ESPN Plus? Do you have to pick which games to broadcast, which not? Like a lot, staff things. So that will be out there at some point. I don't think this week, but yeah, there's a lot of different things I talked to him about.
Sounds good. Thanks for hanging out, Ronnie. We'll see you next Monday.
Sounds good.
Ronnie Woodward, Daily Reflector, joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. When we return, we will talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, get his thoughts on ECU, UNCW, and what's coming up tonight in football and more. All that on the way when we return. Pirate Radio Live, back with you after this.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
University PC Care is proud to support Greenville Fire Rescue this year in their annual Operation Santa Claus Toy Drive. Stop by their Fire Tower location over the next 2 weeks to drop off new unwrapped toys. University PC Care will honor $20 off any service for customers dropping off toys, and they will donate an additional unwrapped toy for every toy donated. If you have any questions or for iPhone or computer support, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though. Greg Brady style.
Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly.
Cobra Kai. Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiplet.
Or just cheese, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get us at a ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
In studio with Wimpy, also known as Brian Fields, to his friends and family. Why do you like F3?
I go to F3 because got other brothers there, a bunch of men who push me working out, who sweat with me, and it allows me to be a better person, both physically and mentally. That in turn makes me more to be a better businessman, better father. Just the relationships that I've built over the last few years, it's really changed my life.
One letter, one number, F3. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
The busiest travel days of the year will soon be here. What better way to arrive at Grandma's house, or any house, than in a beautiful new vehicle? Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. The new models are a feast for the eyes, and as comfortable as mashed potatoes and apple pie. And comfortable is the way you feel each and every time you visit our dealership. Come in and get you one. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Come in and see our holiday savings. You'll drive home satisfied.
While other folks come and go, Greenville Pool and Supply has been your local pool store in Greenville and Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years. Are you finding yourself spending more time at home than ever before? If so, turn your backyard into a vacation destination. Greenville Pool has pools for any size backyard. Choose from the very popular fiberglass, classic vinyl, or custom concrete. If you order your pool now, it could be in by this spring. If you're ready for a pool, contact the pros at Greenville Pool and Supply.
Weekdays are a great time to visit North Carolina state parks. The best time to learn about nature is to be able to look, listen, and feel its natural beauty. A visit to the North Carolina state parks is perfect for homeschoolers, scout groups, and teachers looking for a fun field trip during the week. You'll be amazed at all the natural wildlife you'll see when you experience the beauty of each North Carolina state park. Visit ncparks.gov to get all the information on the closest park near you.
Blah, blah, blah. This, blah, 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 is blah. Pirate, blah, blah. Radio.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you think you might have been exposed to COVID-19? Do you think your employees might have been exposed? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral is needed, and same-day results are available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or just walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688, or visit arcpointlabs.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, I think Shirley Rhodes, Ronnie Woodward off to Minges Coliseum to cover the Pirates and the Seahawks. Got Mike Houston coming up at 5 o'clock. Got the treasure chest opening up in the 5 o'clock hour as well. So stick around. Big finish to today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk about that ECU matchup and more right now as we head out to the Fixed NC Live line. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu from Barstool Sports, joins us on the program. Big man, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Another episode of Big Man on Basketball dropped today. Make sure you are subscribed and download that podcast as Jeff gets into everything on the basketball slate and what's going on in the college basketball world. Bit of a light card tonight, Jeff. So let's start with Pirate Hoops coming up in just a little bit. ECU set to take on North Carolina Wilmington coming up, and the Pirates were double-digit favorites. That line has dropped a little bit. Last saw it at ECU -8. The Pirates were able to pick up a 13-point win over Radford on Saturday. Quick turnaround as they take on Wilmington. Jeff, we know a lot about the ECU side of things. We don't know a lot about the Wilmington side of things. So what do you know about the Seahawks?
Yeah, the Seahawks are interesting, Clip. Come back this year, a whole new coach, a guy named Takeo Siddle, was a disciple of Kevin Keats when he was at UNC Wilmington. He played that high-level press, that crazy kind of tempo game. Siddle's going to want to play that exact same game. And when you look at this team, Clip, they have a ton of talent. Ty Gadsden, Michael Kuru, who is a Florida transfer, and then Jalen Sims, who, he's been electric. 20 or more in every game this season so far. What they're going to want to do is they're going to crowd you. They're going to try to turn you over, and they're going to try to score on the other end. They want to play in transition. They want to play as fast as possible. They don't turn it over themselves, and they get to the free throw line. When you look at ECU, I think you could agree that this team is not particularly good at shooting the basketball. They're one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the country last year, and I don't want to remind Pirate fans of that, but you look at so far this year, 21%.
Yeah.
It's not good enough from three. If you're Joe Dooley, I think you have to look at this and say, well, we're just more talented than them. Let's get out and run. Let's do our thing, and we'll have the best player in the game on our side. I played the over. I played it at 139. It's up to 143-ish.
Yeah.
So I got a great number there. UNC Wilmington wants to go. They're going to have four guards. You might luck out because Jake Boggs, their big, he may or may not play today. I think ECU has their way inside, so I think points are going to be fun. There are going to be plenty of points in this game.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Pirates and Seahawks coming up at 5 o'clock. Don't forget, right here on Pirate Radio Live at 5 o'clock, Mike Houston, ECU head football coach, going to join us inside the Pirate Radio studio. Stick around for that. Also, we'll open up the treasure chest for the first time today. Have the Pirate Radio treasure chest on the way as well. Jeff, how about the rest of the slate in college basketball? Again, a light card, but I don't know. Sometimes you can find some good value in these off-the-beaten-path games, as you like to say. So anything tonight that catches your interest?
Yeah, even along those lines, though, it's a rough card. One game that I played is Hampton, plus 7.5 against Norfolk State. This is, if you know anything about these areas, you're not too far away. Hampton, Norfolk, kind of a rivalry. Old MEAC game. Hampton now in the Atlantic Sun, but an old MEAC game. You got to figure the tensions are going to be high. These two teams don't particularly like each other. Two good coaches here. I'll take the better coach and Buck Joyner on the Hampton side. I just thought the number was a little high. I think it comes right down to the wire. Two teams that are very good at not turning the ball over. I think it's good offense. I think it kind of cancels out. Norfolk State a little bit better, but I don't think they're 7.5 points better. So I'll kind of lean with the geographical similarities here and go with the dog in a game that should be close.
Jeff, we'll probably talk to you again later in the week, Wednesday, likely Thursday, but a lot of action between now and then. You got the ACC Big Ten Challenge going on. I see Creighton, Kansas coming up on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. That's a pretty good game early in the day. So I'm sure you've looked ahead at the slate this week, early in the week. Anything Tuesday, Wednesday, any matchups you're really excited about?
Yeah, Illinois-Duke's going to be a good one. Duke is a team that I don't have in the top 10 right now. They look like a team full of young players. They're turning the ball over way too much. Just haven't looked real good defensively. They're not rebounding the ball terrifically. I just have some concerns about Duke. They don't seem like a vintage Duke team. Doesn't seem like there's a leader on this club. They get Illinois, Illinois is legit. They're shooting the ball at a really high level. They've been a beast on the boards. I think Coburn and DeSumo are the difference in this game. I feel like if you can get 4 or 4.5 with Illinois, I think that's a pretty solid bet. I'll wait for Duke to kind of prove it. This could be the game they do that in, but Illinois is not any, they're not any walkover. This is a very good basketball team. They're ranked in the top 10. Duke better wake up because Baylor kind of beat up Illinois, but they played well for most of that game. Illinois is going to be looking to get another a win under their belt and go to 4-1 here. I think they could get it against Duke. Duke has some issues. I don't think they're Kentucky, but they're approaching that territory.
Jeff, still a very small sample size, just a couple of weeks in to the season, but anything, I don't know, surprised you yet? Any team you really like that you've seen thus far that maybe you were wrong about, or anything that you're dead on, that you saw this happening going into the year and you've been proven right so far? Again, small sample size, but any surprises, any definitives that you found out so far early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I would look at Houston. I mean, it's not a surprise that they're doing really well.
Yeah.
I actually have them ranked 4th right now in the country. I think just incredible what they've been able to do. I didn't have them beating Texas Tech. That was pretty impressive. They beat a good Boise State team by double digits. We're down on Saturday against South Carolina at half without two of their best players in Mills and Sasser. They're also without Kelvin Sampson and his son, who are both out for protocol issues. So, the culture just continues to be very, very good at Houston. I mean, it's the reason they are who they are. You guys are coming in. You look at a guy like Tremont Mack, a freshman there. He comes in, gives them 18 the other night. And he was the reason they won that game and covered that game. They are really good. I love Houston defensively. I'll be honest, Clip. I think at some point they could get into that top 3, top 2. I think they're a really good basketball team. I think they're a very, very good bet to win the whole thing. I love what they can do.
Kelvin Sampson turned that thing around in a hurry, and man, he's got it going in the right direction for sure right now. Talking to Jeff Nadu on the Fixed NC Live line. You can download Big Man on Basketball, the newest podcast from Barstool Sports, and another ep is available today, 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so make sure you are tuning into that. Jeff, let's talk a little football, and my team, the team, playing at 5 o'clock today, taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Boy, this line has dropped. I see it now, Pittsburgh -6, total at 43.5. You look at the records and you say, well, how the heck could Washington hang with an undefeated team? But I don't know. A lot of people like Washington today, especially plus the points. How about you? What's your take on this game coming up?
Yeah, I would take Washington myself. I wouldn't be betting the Steelers here. This seems like a very similar situation to the game last week. Kind of a weird start time. Body clock should be a little different here. Not necessarily from a standpoint of the time. Just it's a random day. It's a different routine. You usually play Monday night at 8 o'clock or 8:30. So 5's a little weird. And this is a Steeler team that continues to kind of let's not say struggle, but struggle a little. I mean, they're winning the games, but you look at the game against the Ravens. They allowed the Ravens to hang around. This is another team with a good defense. We all know how good the Redskins' defense is. Yeah, I really kind of marvel in what you can do when you draft correctly, and they've been able to draft correctly. They brought some guys in that have done some good things as well. You look at the offense. Smith's kind of stabilized them a little bit. They've got some excitement with McLaurin and some of their other skill position players. This is very much all about the line, though. This line was 6.5 last night, already go to unit taking the Steelers. And now with most of the public action on the Steelers drops to 6. This is a stone-cold public Joe split with the Sharps. Sharps are on the right, the football team. Squares like the Steelers. I think the football team loses game 20-17, 21-17, something like that. Wouldn't surprise me if they win this game. I'll be real honest. Steelers are going to lose sooner or later.
Jeff, how about the nightcap? Bills 49ers. The NFC West really tough to figure out. Although I guess if you look at trends, it's not as tough. A couple weeks ago, Shanahan and the Niners, or last week I should say, knocking off the Rams. The Rams bounce back, big win against Arizona. Now the 49ers go outside of their division and take on the Buffalo Bills. This is an interesting one. I believe this one's going to be played in Arizona, right, Jeff? Neutral site. Not that really matters, but Niners a 2-point favorite right now over Buffalo, 47.5 the total. How about the nightcap coming up tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning under. I think under is kind of a sneaky selection here. Two defenses, I think, that are getting there. Buffalo's starting to play much better than they were, at the beginning of the season. You look at recently, done some good things. I mean, not against the Cardinals, but, did some good things against the Chargers, did some good things against the Patriots and the Jets. Obviously against two high-level offenses, they struggled, but I wouldn't exactly call the Niners a high-level offense at this point. They're also a team kind of getting healthy as well in the defensive end. You're getting guys like Richard Sherman back and, some pass rushing help. You kind of like what they do on that side of the ball all of a sudden. I like their linebackers. I like the secondary, and I like the pass rush. I like everything they do on defense. I'm going to kind of lean under. I'm going to hope this gets to 48. If this gets to 48, I'll probably play this. I think the Bills and Niners, I think people kind of shade to the over just because of Allen and the offense, but I think these are two defenses that are getting there.
Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadu joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Jeff, college football, you got a couple games coming up Thursday night. We'll talk about those later in the week, but we're sitting here, we should be getting to championship week soon, and we still got, football games scheduled this week, and there will be some championship action the following week, but I saw Dana Holgerson today from Houston saying, look, we'll play somebody on the 19th. Anybody want to play? So interested to see how the rest of this thing shakes out, and how did the bowls shake out? We had another one drop today, but I saw UCF says they will be playing or accepted an invitation to the Boca Raton Bowl. So I don't know what college football is going to look like in December, but looks like it's still a go for now.
Yeah, with basketball and everything starting, we got the NFL. I'm up a few units in college football this year, but I'll be honest, Cliff, the fact that I'm up a few units is a win for me. It's been a weird year. I've had a lot of games that I've really liked get canceled, or somebody doesn't show up. It's just been kind of an irritating year. I'm winning, but it should have been, I feel like, a lot more. So I'm not delving too deep really anymore. I have a couple games that I have my eye on, but I've kind of moved on to college basketball and the NFL, and not that I won't bet college football. I'm lucky. I feel like I've gotten out of it with some profit, and I'll kind of wait till next year and maybe later in the year and worry about it. I feel like college football has been the one that's affected. I know a lot of it doesn't really see it. You don't really see it on the field, but a lot of the teams that I was betting on a weekly basis are done. With East Carolina or Temple, some of the other teams. So I don't know. The games have been cool and all, but it's just you never know who's in, who's out. The coaches make it extremely difficult. I'm just kind of done with it.
Jeff, the podcast going well. Dropped another ep today. How's it going on your end, the Big Man on Basketball podcast?
It's going well. We're really kind of getting into it now. We're a few weeks in. We've added some cool new segments. We got a listener voicemail line. I heard a certain person call in, so I'm sure we'll have to get to him sooner or later. It's fun too because there's always like 10 or 12 of them. So we try to place them out there. We got some segments that I think really kind of help people. People love the show. They've been reaching out, telling me how much they enjoy it. It's doing pretty well in the rankings. So we're just going to keep kind of trudging along, and it's been a good season so far. I'm up about 7 units on the year, so it's been a fun start to the season.
Enjoy it.
Without a bad beat or two, it'd be even better.
Yeah, no doubt. Enjoy it, Jeff. I've said this about you from day one. It's not just the big boys you're talking about. It's the entire college basketball landscape. So very informative. I tune in each and every time you drop a pod. So keep up the good work, man. And also, we'll talk to you on this show later this week. Talk more college basketball with you.
Yeah, I had a little rant about Little Rock, so that goes to show you that it's just not the little guys that are the big guys that I care about. I care about the little guys too. So thanks for having me, Clip. Thanks always to Pirate Radio. Should be a fun game you get today with Wilmington and ECU, so enjoy that.
Appreciate it, Jeff. The Big Man on Campus, Jeff Nadu, joining us. Big Man on Basketball podcast, available for you to download and subscribe. Dropped a new ep earlier today. All right, let's take a time out. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour 2 of the show and get you ready for a huge hour 3. Mike Houston, head football coach of the Pirates, going to join us. We'll also open up the treasure chest. We'll wrap up hour 2 after this.
here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
The best place in Greenville to unwind and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's is open every day with great food and great drink specials. During the week, stop by for open mic, music on the patio, or sports trivia with me, Clip Rock. The weekends are made for football. Watch every game in college on Saturday, and every Sunday is Fun Day with the NFL ticket. Follow AJ's on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat to see their features menu and weekly lineup. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and online at ajmcmurphys.com. Hey, Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and get things done right with the John Deere tractor package from Quality Equipment. You can't afford to lose on your home turf, so we'll help you get the driveway done right at the right price. Right now, our 1023E driveway package starts as low as $148 per month. So get quality done right before every ECU football weekend. Visit QualityEquip.com. Offer ends 12/31/2020. Subject to approved installment credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Baseball is back at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We will be hosting several youth camps over the next couple months. All camps will be at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and all camps are open to participants between the ages of 7 and 13. Make sure to check out our camp website at cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com for all camp details and registration information. And of course, go Pirates!
Christmas presents are great, but Christmas cash is awesome. This is Vince from Play It Again Sports in Greenville, and it's time for us to help you turn around the stuff in your house into cash. Clean out your closets and garages for cash today. We're buying sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, tennis, lacrosse, hockey, and more. We're buying bicycles, skateboards, snowboards, water skis, treadmills, ellipticals, dumbbells, and more. Play It Again Sports, your home for Christmas cash. Just past the Cracker Barrel on Greenville Boulevard. Find us on Instagram and Facebook.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove in New Bern is offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. You can visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And have you heard? Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
The holiday season is here, and Sam Jones Barbecue is ready to help you host all of your family and friends this year with our catering menu, perfect for any size gathering. Our whole hog chop barbecue, slow-cooked chicken, smoked turkey, and spare ribs will make a holiday meal a hands-down winner every time. Log on to samjonesbarbecue.com to get your order started, and also check out our online store stocked with our sauces, hats, and t-shirts. I'm Sam Jones, and on behalf of all of our staff, happy holidays.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Atlantic Wireless is your local authorized U.S. cellular agent and now offers curbside service and free home delivery. In addition to phone service, Atlantic Wireless has a great selection of tablets and now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, wrapping up hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. A big hour 3 on the way with Mike Houston, ECU head football coach. He'll join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Also, we'll make you a winner. The Pirate Radio Treasure Chest is going to open up in hour 3 of today's program as well. Washington and Pittsburgh about to get underway at Heinz Field. Washington wearing the all-white uniforms today, trying to throw it back to 2005. 5 in a row or we don't go. Washington went on a winning streak wearing the all-white uniforms that year and went to the playoffs. They've won 2 in a row. Can they close out the season winning 7 in a row? They'll go for number 3 today against the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. Football on a Monday late afternoon. We got Monday Night Football for you tonight on Pirate Radio. Bills Niners. We got the Brian Bailey Show at 6 o'clock. We got Mike Houston joining us at 5 o'clock. We'll take a timeout, come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live on the way after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
Merry Christmas from the Brown & Wood family. They have amazing deals going on in December, like the Cadillac Escalade has savings over $17,000 off. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
What the heck was that?
Oh, that was Chuck from Naughty Dog. They just did a new beer release, and he gets so excited he runs around town screaming and telling everyone. I told him I would cut this new commercial instead and let people know to get to Naughty Dog this holiday season to try their new beers, that they're open 7 days a week, and that they're doing a fundraiser to drop off food and toys for dogs. Go to Naughty Dog Brewing Company on Main Street in downtown Winterville today, and maybe you'll see Chuck there screaming. Follow Naughty Dog on Facebook and Instagram for more fun.
This football season, prepare your taste buds for the most iconic sports watching drink of all time, Pepsi. Designed to power even the most passionate of armchair quarterbacks, Pepsi has everything you need to start strong, keep you in the zone, and recover from those triumphant wins.
Before I was just your average football fan, but thanks to Pepsi, I'm a football watching MVP. Nothing can stop me from cheering my team on to victory or overreacting when the ref makes a bad call. What do you mean he wasn't in? That looks like 2 feet to me.
With refreshing deliciousness specially formulated to keep your eye on the ball and mouth-watering fizziness to help you power through game day, Pepsi is the premier football watching beverage.
I used to care when Mike cheered so hard he spilled nacho cheese on my carpet or wiped buffalo sauce on my new couch. But thanks to Pepsi, I'm so in the zone, even Mike can't ruin my football party. See? Don't even care.
So this football season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink made for football watching. Pepsi, that's what I like.
It's bow time. Sometimes the holiday season is your busy season. You gotta get a tree, decorate the tree, stop your 8-year-old from climbing the tree, buy presents, wrap presents, return presents, hog tie some garland, hunt down those decorative pine cones, and take in the warm glow of red and green traffic lights. Mostly red. Why not drop a big bow box on it? Because with a sleigh full of boneless or bone-in chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea, if it's Christmas time,
it's bow time. If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ronnie's Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ronnie's Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
At Parker's Barbecue, our family has been serving your family for 3 generations.
For that, we say thank you. Blessing families every Thursday. Kids eat free all day. That's the Parker's way.
Legendary food served from our 3 locations. Always quick, always delicious. That's the Parker's way.
At Parker's, our mission is to impact our customers through Christ-like service in a way that feeds them both physically and spiritually. That is the Parker's way.
This is Billy Weaver from WITN. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care is proud to support Greenville Fire Rescue this year in their annual Operation Santa Claus Toy Drive. Stop by their Fire Tower Road location over the next 2 weeks to drop off new unwrapped toys. University PC Care will honor $20 off any service for customers dropping off toys, and they'll donate an additional unwrapped toy for every toy donated. If you have any questions or for iPhone or computer support, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live, and a big hour it is. We will open up the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest coming up around 5:30 or so, so get your dialing finger ready for that. We'll tell you the prizes we have left in the chest in a moment as well, but we got Troy D hanging out for hour number 3. Troy, good to see you.
Good to see you, Clip.
We also have the head football coach of the East Carolina Pirates, Mike Houston, joining us in the Pirate Radio studios. Coach, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me back in. Good
Great
to see you guys again.
Great to have you here,
nice
Coach.
Redskins hat.
And I know you're not a fan of the hat, but
no.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up being a Cowboys fan. You have to hate the Redskins.
Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it is.
I do want to thank you for the early Christmas gift. Last time we had Coach in here, I think it was preseason,
pre-COVID.
No.
I guess it was preseason.
Yeah, I think we did an interview this summer, and we have a great baseball hat signed by Cliff Godwin, and we have a football helmet. And it was an older helmet. And you're like, where'd you get the helmet? And I said, I think Skip Holtz gave that to us. We haven't had an opportunity to get a new one in a while.
We got to get some updated gear in here, you know?
So Coach has presented us with a brand new helmet we can put on display.
And I've been polling the staff around here about
I really like it.
Uniform combos.
Yeah. And I'm a big uni guy. You were asking me this before. I'm a little, you kind of caught me off guard because I don't know what my favorite uniform combo is. I'd have to think about that. And I'd have to kind of see what the choices are. There's so many different combos now. That's a tough question.
And we don't have that many.
It's more than you think.
Still, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Because you got the black.
It's more than Coach Houston thinks. Is that what you just said? He doesn't know how many uniforms. Just answer the question.
Well, it's all because it's not just colors. It's all the combinations of the colors.
Right.
You know, so it is when you start lining it up, how many different combos it could be. I mean, it could be like 50 different combos, maybe more.
Critical decision.
Yeah, I mean, I take it serious, Coach. I don't want to give you the wrong answer, so I'd rather defer. But I don't know. I do love the chrome purple helmet.
Yes, I love that.
What is your favorite combination you guys
I
wear?
could care less.
Okay, I figured so.
Yeah,
the one we went in.
Who makes that call for you guys?
Well, I used to let the kids pick it, but that just became too much of it. So I usually me and the equipment guy pick it each week. I'll ask John Gilbert's opinion. But of course, purple, white was pretty good against SMU. So,
and that's the combo that I went with, kind of traditional, I guess, classic. And yeah, whatever you wore, whatever you did that day, just stick with that. The rest. In fact, can I start, Troy, with so Brian Bailey said that he had talked to Donnie Kirkpatrick before the season finale last year, and Donnie said, we're going to be ready to play, but I don't know if the guys are feeling it this week. Something's a little off. He said on the pregame before SMU, he talked to Donnie, and Donnie said, man, we are locked in this week. We're ready to go. No. Do you feel that as a head coach kind of leading up to the game that week? When you kick it off, you expect to win every game, but do you know when your guys had a better week, when they're more into it than other times?
I think you know the two extremes. You know when they're really locked in and ready to go, and you know when, all right, I'm a little worried about this. Sometimes you have that middle ground where they've had a solid week and they don't play as sharp on game day. But I'll tell you, that week was probably as good a week as we've had all year, and definitely that morning. I mean, they were excited. They had great energy. They had great focus. Walkthroughs. We had no mistakes. And you came out and played that way in the first half.
I've missed this COVID year. We're grateful for the opportunity that we at least got games in.
Right.
I've missed the interaction with the coaches and players that we normally have to kind of get to know you guys better and to bring that to the Pirate Nation.
Right.
Also, do you what do you envision next season? Do you think some of this stuff is going to stick, or will it kind of, hopefully, if the pandemic has settled down and the vaccines are out there, that things could go back to how they were before?
I hope we can get back to where you guys can get a little practice coverage and a little more interaction with the players, and especially. I've said it so many times, and I'll continue to say it. I love the kids in our program right now, and I just think that the more our fan base can get to know them as people, I just think they'll connect, and I think they'll really appreciate the players so much more.
Now, I will say this on the Zoom stuff, I mentioned this to like Tom McClellan over at ECU.
I can't stand Zoom.
Once a week might be good, because it does give us the ability to cover it wherever we.
It does.
It doesn't matter. You could be in your car and we could still cover it.
You know, for example, I told you,
but it's not very. It's so impersonal.
Like right before we came over here, recruiting right now. So this is, we're getting ready for signing day. Usually I would be on a home visit tonight, who knows where. So I did one right before we came here by Zoom, and it's what we have to do right now.
Yeah.
But it's just so impersonal. You don't have that personal touch. You're not able to shake hands. You're not able to sit across from them, and to me, that's a big piece that we're missing from recruiting. I think you also miss it from coverage, from media.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a guy that can connect with people on a one-to-one basis. Sometimes that's hard to translate just over a computer or over a phone,
It's so hard to evaluate character, to, get that, like personal connection, like you said, via a computer or a TV.
All right, I want to go ahead and ask this. I want to get this out of the way and give you an opportunity to respond, clear the air, if you want to. I heard this on ESPN, on the premier college pregame show. They call it College Game Day. You got a mention on the pregame show, I guess is a nice way to say it. Maybe some criticism
sometimes good, sometimes
by
not.
A guy named Pat McAfee. Are you familiar with him?
I don't know Pat.
Okay. He's on the show. He's a former kicker?
Am I right?
Yeah, wasn't he with the Colts?
Went to West Virginia.
Yeah. So here is
a kicker from West Virginia.
Yeah, he's a little eccentric.
That's the background. All right.
Yeah, but he had some comments about you after the Cincinnati game. I will try and recap it. Let me listen to this, and then I want to get your reaction on it. Shirley, go ahead and play the cut for me, please.
What I've learned in the last 24 hours is that I will never, ever, ever bet on the East Carolina Pirates because their coach is the softest coach I've ever seen in my entire life. Luke Fickell should ask him to do an Oklahoma drill right on the field and buried him. That's what I think he should have done. Anyways, let's get to Oklahoma drill.
You know what that means? That means you had ECU last night. That's what that means.
No. What it means is they're getting mad at him for running that fake punt up 32. Hey, Luke Fickell's got a college football playoff spot to go get. If he needs to put a fake punt on film to slow down a rush going forward so his punter can have more time, he's going to do it. Okay, Mike Houston? Stop him. Stop him.
Softest coach in America, he called you.
I don't know anybody's ever said that about me. I think I'd love to have Pat here in Greenville, North Carolina. I'd love to meet him.
Maybe
Dowdy Ficklin Stadium.
Maybe we could arrange a visit of Pat McAfee and do the Oklahoma drill, you and him. How about that?
Yeah. It's easy to sit behind a mic however many hours away and say stuff, but...
You think he'd say that to your face?
We can find out.
One way to find out.
I love it. I've known you for a while. I would not call you soft.
Well,
I think maybe you were frustrated at the end of the game.
There's no doubt. Well, the frustrating thing about that night, and truly, you gotta do a better job defending that fake. We did not do a very good job on that play. We didn't do a very good job at the end of the game. The frustrating thing is just trying to get our program to where you're competing at that level with arguably the best team in the conference this year.
And I feel like we're making so many strides and getting so close to that, and it's frustrating to have a night like that. I mean, they're a good football team. They've done a great job building that program, and we want to get to the point where you're not just competing with them, you're knocking them off. And so there was a lot of frustrations that night.
That wasn't the only frustrating Friday night, unfortunately. Rarely can you say, we won this game, but there's a loss. There's a notch in the L column, and of course I'm talking about the Tulsa game, and we talked a lot about that, Coach.
You guys are bringing up a lot.
Well, this is our season recap, and then we're going to turn the page and we're going to look to 2021.
I believe after that game, you've said you've never faced anything like this before as a coach. I mean,
you've never had one. You've had those close games, and you've probably had, with somebody that's, been doing it as long as I have, you've probably had, 8 or 10 games where it goes down to the wire and a call doesn't go your way or something.
Or could have gone either way.
But it's always one of those things where you're looking at from a very biased point of view.
Mm-hmm.
That one wasn't. That was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. Well, and we had Mike Oresco on, the commissioner of the AAC, on last week, and he talked about it. He said, look, they blew it. I mean, and they issued an apology. He said they've never done that in the history of the conference.
We were the lucky ones, the first
He said
ones,
in the history of the AAC, it's the first time he could remember them ever issuing an apology saying they were wrong.
But the unfortunate thing is,
it doesn't result
for
in
the
a win.
players and the program, you don't get the win.
Right.
And on the road against a ranked opponent, that is a huge win. And in the bigger scope of the entire season, I mean, that's a very impactful game. That's 4-4 in league play.
Right.
I mean, when was the last time that we were 4-4 in league play?
I mean, 6-7 years ago. You'd have to go back. Maybe?
So you have the kids playing at that level, and it's just there's a lot of frustrations this year.
On a positive, and you referenced this last week when we were at your press conference. And culture is one of those things that's hard to define. You know it when you have it, I guess, and you know it when you don't have it.
Yep.
And trying to change it you can't just do it with a slogan or a T-shirt, as you know.
No.
It takes time and it takes a lot of hard work, but I kind of get the sense, and I think you do too, that the culture of this program and this team is starting to move in the right direction.
Oh, there's no doubt. And it's a tribute to the players and their buy-in and their character. I'll tell you, that. Like I said earlier, I hate that the media did not get as much personal time with our players this year because, we obviously get every single day with them.
Right.
And you talk about a bunch that works hard, that practices hard, that is enjoyable to be around, that is, very team oriented, not a whole lot of entitlement or ego, that, everybody expects everybody to work the same as everybody else. Everybody knows that the, accountability applies to everybody, and they're good with that. I mean, it was a very enjoyable group to be with on a daily basis, and that is the reason, why that picture at the end of the SMU game just speaks to what these players have done, and they've built a true family in that locker room, and this is a young bunch now.
Yeah, was that something that was just kind of impromptu at the end? Or
I thought about it earlier because I just coming out of the Temple game. And the way we'd practiced all week, I had a feeling we were going to play pretty good on Saturday. And I just thought going into the off-season, 2-game winning streak, if we could play really well and just everything that I knew that group was doing, I wanted to kind of capture it.
And I've been covering this program for 30 years. That first half of SMU, and I've talked to a lot of people that have been here longer than me, that might be the best first half or best half of Pirate football, maybe in the history of the program. I mean, it was like dominating, and really SMU was on basically a top 25 team. I mean,
that's a 7-win football team coming into the game.
Well, I mean, when you said you thought we could do good, I mean, you probably weren't thinking that good, were you?
Well, no, I don't think anybody was expecting 45-7 at the half, but I felt like we had a chance to play really well, and I thought that we had a great chance to win, and going into the ball game against a quality opponent, which I thought would have. I was really disappointed in the way we ended the season my first year against Tulsa, and we talked all week about finishing strong, about putting an exclamation point on the season. We'd had the tough loss against Navy, the tough loss against Tulsa. You had a big win against Temple, but you really just wanted a statement win. And I thought the kids really bought into that. And
we played very, very well in all three phases. It was a very complimentary first half. Great job on special teams. You know, my man Tyler Sneed making plays in the return game. Defense was lights out, and offensively we were hitting on just about everything.
We talked about a fake punt that went against you. How about the big Aussie running for one?
No
that
doubt.
really sparked things on the first drive of the game.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he has a fitness plan. To make it a little bit more of a threat next year.
But don't lose the fullback power.
He's got some.
Who called that play?
So it's a deal where it's a rugby punt and it's really a read, and it's a pre-snap read and it's a read on the run. And if they don't defend it at the point of contact at the edge of protection very well, then it could happen at any time. You know, we ended up we faked probably 8 of those at JMU with a similar style punt. So it's something we're developing still, but you could see it 2 times next year. You could see it none next year.
Yeah,
just depends on how people defend you.
How much wind in your sails now as you go into the off season with the 2-game win streak now and the statement win of the SMU kind of for this program? And it had been a while since ECU. When's the last time? I guess the Pirates
won back-to-back.
2007.
Yeah, so it's still a win streak right now. It's a game win streak. Give you some momentum. How much momentum? How much does that help you having that type of momentum going into the offseason?
Well, I think I had a long meeting with the players on the Monday after the game before they went home for Christmas break because you've got a long break this year. Just right now, I think we have an opportunity to capitalize on this moment. And this moment is the next 8 months. But, that momentum going into the off season, it's going to fuel everything. Workouts, recruiting, spring ball, expectations to a degree. But I think right now is an opportunity to really capitalize on that young group coming back and really make huge strides between now and the beginning of next year in the weight room and on the practice field, and to be prepared to be a team that's going to play that way every week.
Mike Houston joining us live in studio as we talk ECU football. Season has concluded, but we're going to take a look ahead to next year coming up too, as the guys are in the off season right now. Coach, the big story last week was Blake Prohl deciding to leave the program. Still had time left to go, but I guess that is one position the Pirates seem pretty deep in right now in the receiver position. What led to his decision? And I know you were very supportive of that for him, and it just seemed to be, I guess, the way he was looking at it, the timing was right.
Yeah, certainly. And I told Blake this, would I want him back for another year or 2 years? Absolutely. I think a lot of him as a person. I think a lot of him as a player. And he's an important leader in that locker room. But, he has a father who has a little bit of experience, with, at the NFL level. And I think just as a family, they felt like right now was his best opportunity. He's healthy. He's had a great year. And just with the way this year has went, there's probably not going to be a ton of receivers coming out, and it may be his best chance to get drafted or make a roster. And so I just think that he graduated this month, so I just think that they felt like this was the right time for him.
We'll talk to Blake Prohl coming up Tuesday, 4:00 on Pirate Radio Live, so we'll have him on tomorrow. Coach, speaking of that receiver spot, I've asked the experts, Igo and Ronnie, this. I figure I should ask you too. Who is a receiver or two on the roster outside of a CJ, a Sneed, even a Hatfield or Omatosho that didn't play this year, that's on the roster that could step up and at least fill a little bit of the shoes that Blake Prohl's leaving behind?
Yeah, there could be a couple. Cam Burnett, I thought, come on, towards the end of the year. But Taji, who was a quarterback at the beginning of the season, we moved him probably the first quarter of the season. It really was on scout team. He was our scout team receiver over there, and he's making plays all over the place. And I told the offensive coaches, I said, listen, you can move him to a receiver and start working him there, or I'm going to put him at safety because this kid's too talented to not be on the field this year. And really, I think he's got a very bright future at the receiver position. It's one of those things, much like a Mason Garcia or somebody. It may be another year or so of development before he's ready, for prime time. But God-given ability, he's got it.
This has been a weird year. This 2020 will go down as the year of the coronavirus pandemic situation, the year of constant testing. I don't know how many times you've had your nose swabbed this year.
But we figured
probably 100.
Probably not quite that much. 50 to 60 is what we figured during the fall.
Let's say this time next year, we're not having to deal with that. Right. They've got this thing under control and it's back to football. Next year will be a weird year for another reason, because you'll still be dealing with the ramifications with the roster management. Right. Because seniors are being granted, everybody's being granted an extra year. So you got to take that into account. Only so many guys can play at once. Right. How do you got to be able to pay for scholarships? That's an issue at East Carolina. And how do you manage that going into next year as far as roster management?
It's a good question. I mean,
you can defer like I defer.
Right. Well, I mean, it's I think the NCAA, they say, okay, we're giving everybody an extra year of eligibility.
Sounds great.
Yeah, now you figure it out. Yeah. Now you figure it out. Okay, because after this next year we're not governed by the 85 scholarship cap. Right. But now that institutions still have to fund those scholarships. Correct. But now the following year we have to go back to 85.
So it's really
it's what it's going to do is I think it's going to severely impact high school opportunities for high school players coming out, because there's going to be fewer opportunities. Yeah. And I think it's going to impact just where people have the ability to go. I think it's going to be a 3-year deal that it's going to take to kind of work all this stuff out.
Now everybody's working under the same rules. Does it help a school? Like who does it help more? Does it help a bigger school?
Do I have an unlimited budget?
No, we got the budget we got, unfortunately.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If we had an unlimited budget, I would say it's going to help us more, because we are so young. It gives all these freshmen, these sophomores, another year of development. Yeah. But you've got to be able to fund, 100 plus scholarships this year. Yeah. There's going to be teams that will play this fall that will have 100 plus kids on scholarship.
So if, let's say this was your first year and you were redshirted, you were going to be redshirted anyway. I guess
you could technically
have
a kid. Yeah, he could play 6 years.
Yeah, this would be.
If Garcia plays say 4 games or less next year,
right? He's redshirted, so he's a freshman year after next.
Correct.
Right. So he could get 6 years, and that's what I'm saying.
21-year-old freshman.
This would be my dream.
Everybody's Luke Larson's age by the time they leave.
Coach, this was my situation at ECU. I was there 6 years. So
right. Same here.
This is fantastic. I mean,
I do think. I'm kind of joking around a little bit, but it is something that's going to be very hard to manage. But I also do think this is going to be something that, again, goes back to my message to the players of this is a moment that if we capitalize on it correctly, you could look and say, hey, that's when it all turned.
All right, we're going to have to get a break in. But when we come back, I want to talk about the quarter. We talked a little bit about the quarterback situation. I want to dive into that going into 2020. The schedule, it's an interesting schedule for next year. We'll talk about that. Clip, I know you got a lot on your docket.
Yeah, one question before we take a break, since we're on the topic. Just have you had all of those discussions with your guys, or there's still more discussions to be made on who returns and who doesn't, especially as a senior?
I think we're pretty settled with that. I mean, I've talked to all of them, and I think they've all been, and it's great. I mean, I've got great relationships with each of them, and I've tried to say, listen, there's no wrong answer. Just I want to do what's best for you, and so I think we feel pretty set with those discussions.
Bruce Bivens back,
planning on coming back.
He was playing his best football at the end of the year. That'll be good to see.
I ask either one of those running backs from Temple or SMU. Right. I promise you, they're not going to forget him.
That's positive news.
Yeah.
Troy, as we go to break, Shirley Rhodes, let's make somebody a winner right now.
Treasure chest time.
Treasure chest time. The chest is back open. Pirate Al, Jim Dillon, Susan Dean, Steve Hill, Josh Lilly, Jason Beasley, Karen Gagnon, and Josh Thomas winners. If you're not one of those people and you're 21 or older, you can call 317-1250 right now. What caller do you want to do, Shirley? 10. Caller 10.
Caller 10.
Caller 10, 317-1250. You will be a winner out of the Pirate Radio Treasure Chest. We'll find out who the winner is, and Coach Houston, you want to tell the person what they won when we return? We'll get Coach Houston to announce your prize when we return on Pirate Radio Live.
I got to coach up Coach on how to do this, right?
Yeah, you can do that during the break. I'm sure he'll enjoy
bring a
that.
lot of energy, Coach.
All right, 317-1250. We'll have our winner and more with Mike Houston when we return after this.
Emporium presents A Very Beer Christmas.
'Tis the season to be drinking, fa la 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 la. Jingle beers, jingle all the way. Rocking around the Christmas beer, have a happy holiday.
Give the gift of beer this holiday season. Emporium is offering a special 12 Beers of Christmas box, perfect for any craft beer lover on your list. And the Emporium gift card is always a winner. Christmas cheer awaits you today at Emporium on Dickinson Avenue and on Facebook and Instagram. Humana is proud to serve veterans. If you've recently turned 65 or become Medicare eligible, Humana would be proud to help you with your Medicare decisions or any questions that may arise. Let an agent assist you now to determine which Humana Medicare plan may best serve you. Humana can teach you about health plans, which will provide you with the access to products and programs to help support a healthy life. Humana is proud to be the National Medicare Advantage Plan provider to the veterans of foreign wars.
This is Denise Walker. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
Feliz Navidad.
The time is now to celebrate your holiday fiesta at Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville. Chico's is the perfect place to get all your dear amigos together for some Mexican food and fun this holiday fiesta season. Call Chico's now to make a reservation for any large or small fiesta with all of your amigos. Also remember to put a smile on your amigos' faces this holiday season with the perfect gift, a Chico's gift card. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville. Happy holidays from Chico's.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
CD's Grill in Winterville wants to thank you for all of your support during these crazy times. CD's Grill has the area's best country cooking, and you can come and enjoy a down-home breakfast or one of our daily country lunch specials at CD's Grill.
CD's now has an incredible lunch special from 11 till 2 every Saturday. Choose from 2 hot dogs, cheeseburger, or chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for only $4.99 at CD's Grill every Saturday.
CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow was down 148 points and closed at 30,069. The NASDAQ was up 55, however, at 12,519, and the S&P was down 7 at 3,691. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Broad.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. A lot more to go with Mike Houston here in our final hour of Pirate Radio Live, but quickly, we have some business to take care of. The treasure chest was opened up. We opened up the Fixed NC Live line, and Nikki Stroud is our winner today. Nikki, congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Thank you guys so much. I'm so excited.
Nikki, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Nikki. I'm the general manager at the Microtel Inn & Suites. And my friend Jenny Shelton texted me, was like, you need to get on this. Call right now. So I started calling, and she was like, oh, you're calling number 10. I was like, what? Me? I am?
Wow.
I never win anything. I'm so excited.
Finally, being friends with Jenny has paid off.
You remind me quite a bit of Jenny, just hearing you talk.
Are you sure this isn't Jenny?
Sweet. I'll tell Jenny to give y'all $5 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, well, that'll work.
All right. So how are things at the Microtel?
Yes, the Microtel Inn & Suites over by the hospital.
Yeah, okay. Has it been busy or kind of slow this time of year?
We've been, with this time of the year and what's going on in the world, we've been kind of slow, but we're going through renovations right now, so that's kind of like the perfect time to be doing this.
All right. You a big Pirate fan?
We are, yes.
All right. Say hey to Coach Houston.
Is Coach Houston there?
Yeah, how you doing, Nikki?
Oh, my God. Hey, how are you?
Doing great.
This is like a double win, Nikki.
I know, right? This is super exciting.
Thanks for your support and enthusiasm.
All right, let's get to business.
We ready, Troy?
Yeah.
All right.
do this. Let's do this thing.
Shirley, let's run down the prizes real quick.
Be a good one now.
What has not been won?
Oh my God, I'm excited.
Let's turn Nikki down for a moment. All right, Shirley.
I want to hear Nikki's excitement. Keep her up.
Let's run down the prizes real quick, Shirley. I'll start. Bud Light, ECU, beer pong, tailgating table set with 2 cases of Bud Light.
Bud Light ECU cooler with 2 cases of Bud Light.
12 large pizzas from Domino's of Greenville.
Gift basket from UBE.
1 year free VIP subscription to Hoist the Colors, so you'll know everything about ECU football.
Tailgate. Oh.
I was looking at Coach Houston.
Courtesy of Igo.
Okay. Tailgate party for 10 from Parker's Barbecue.
$100 gift card from Familia.
$50 gift card to Pirates Cove Car Wash and a $50 gift card to Haviland Express Lube.
$100 gift card to Shimmer Boutique.
$100 gift card from Chico's.
Gift basket from Naughty Life.
$100 gift card to Warrior Zone.
$100 gift card to Greenville Pool.
$100 gift card to AJ McMurphy's.
$100 gift card to the team store from the Down East Wood Ducks.
$100 gift card from the Shine Factory.
$250 gift card to Bostic Sugg Furniture.
$100 gift card to Jersey Mike.
$100 gift card to Altavola.
$100 gift card to Bowen Cleaner.
All right, Nikki, those are the prizes left. Anything you really want out of the treasure chest?
I want all of them.
All right, you can get one, and we will find out what that is, Shirley, when you open up the chest. She's going to call out a number, and Coach Mike Houston will tell you the prize you have won.
Yay!
As Shirley reaches in to the pirate mug.
Number 30. Wait, what?
There is no number.
There's no 30. Oh, this is, I know who I need to talk to about that.
Number 30.
What is Ellerbe doing to us?
I don't know.
We only have 28 prizes. That's not on me.
That was great.
That's an Ellerbe. That's an Ellerbe thing. Okay, hold on.
Attention to detail.
Preparation.
Yeah. That's what we call a turnover in the business right there.
Okay, I call this lucky because this is my softball number.
Okay.
13.
13. A $100 gift card to Shimmer Boutique.
Oh, wow.
How
about that? That sounds like a perfect match for you, Nikki.
That's awesome.
You ever been there?
Thank you guys so much.
You ever been there, Nikki?
I have not.
All right.
Where is it? It's great.
Oh, now it's
I went there Friday to get something for my daughter. I went to the one
Adams Auto Wash.
I went to the one by
I know what you're talking
on Thomas Langston.
Yes.
Road.
By that craft
by the pottery.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm excited.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, now, Nikki, you got 100 reasons to go now.
Darn right I do. Y'all are the best.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Nikki. Congratulations. All right.
Coach Houston.
See ya.
All right.
Awesome.
High energy level here.
No doubt.
In hour 3.
Coach,
I got my daughter an elf with a leopard print on Friday. If anybody's looking for one of those, she wanted one of those. They're there.
Is it on the shelf or is this a separate elf?
This is a separate elf.
Is the elf on a shelf still a thing?
Oh yeah,
probably.
Oh
so,
yeah,
yeah.
I just wasn't sure. I thought it was, but with COVID, I didn't know if it was socially.
Well, you don't touch the elf anyway.
No,
so that's actually a
right.
good.
But in
good
people's
thing
houses, it was afraid where it would sit or
right.
Just got to be careful.
That's the deal. The 8-year-old each morning has to find the elf on the shelf.
Yeah, it's good. Glad the elf's okay.
Yeah,
awesome. Hey, speaking of fun stuff, I wanted to ask you this, Coach. We brought this idea up a week ago on the air.
Is this the sword again?
This is.
Oh man,
I have concerns.
All right, hold on. Let me reset for people that
Okay.
weren't listening last week that are tuned in, going, "What are you talking about?" It was brought to my attention at the last. We had so many turnovers at this. Takeaways, as you like to call them. And someone mentioned this to me. I said, "I love that idea. I want to get behind that idea." And I said, "I want to take it to the highest levels of ECU football, because if you take it to the right people and they like it and they want to do it, it can happen." I consider you the right people. So here's the idea. You see, and really Miami started this with the takeaway chain a few years ago. Now, since that has happened, it seems like a lot of universities have some type of object on the sideline. When the defense gets a takeaway, a fumble, an interception, whatever the case may be, that player gets to put on the hat or the chain or whatever. And I said, man, and I really thought about it when I saw ECU Chancellor Ron Mitchelson pull that sword out that they gave him, and I was like, man, how about a takeaway sword on the sideline for the Pirates? Could be a really cool, like in the sheath. They pull it out and raise it up on the sideline, and that could be our thing. Your thoughts?
Well, I love the pirate theme. I think we have the best theme that there is in college football, and the pirate mascot and the helmet stick. I mean, everybody loves the lore.
Right.
Okay, here's my concern.
A lot of swagger with the Pirates.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You saw our sideline Saturday, just the energy on the sideline.
A lot of energy.
I mean, I got warned probably 10 times by the officials about we're getting ready to get flagged just because our kids were
Fired
just
up.
so into it. Okay.
Do you ever get back guy?
Big John.
Okay.
But, okay, for example, Jaquan McMillan, okay? He gets a big interception, which he had 2 of last week. Yeah. He comes to the sideline. Everybody's going crazy.
They're looking for the sword.
He grabs a sword and whips it out.
Whips it out.
Okay. And somebody gets stabbed, cut. That's not going to be
Troy,
good.
when I said that last week, you said, what? You don't trust your kids? Say what you said to me to Coach Easton.
That could take away a little bit of the excitement.
All right, so the concern would be if it's a real sword that someone could get hurt.
Okay.
All right, so we have a School of Art, and I used to be in the School of Art at ECU. They can create a sword that looks
non-lethal,
real, that's non-lethal.
Non-lethal turnover sword.
But what about if we could do that where it looks real but it isn't real? Would you be in favor of something like that?
I do that. I'm always in favor of anything that creates excitement for the kids. Because I do think that's what you're doing.
Blake Harrell loved the idea.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some crap. That is some crap you'd pull off on Friday night. I mean, our Friday night meetings, you'll have people wrestling, arm wrestling competition. I mean, it's...
Yeah. I just think it'd be cool to have something for our guys and fire up the defense, that a takeaway, even if it's not a sword, if it's something else.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, hopefully we get to pull it out a lot.
A takeaway hook. I don't know, But I think a sword would be kind of cool. All right, let me see if we could kind of figure out one that would meet your neat specifications.
Ryan Robinson, that's who you ought to talk to about that.
He's the last guy we need with a real sword, too, by the way.
R&R Express.
Double R. We'll put Ryan on that. Yeah, he doesn't have enough on his plate. That would be good.
He's a high-energy guy.
He is. I think he'd like the idea. Actually, I hadn't talked to him about it, so that's a good idea. Let's put him in charge of this. All right. Clip, it's about safety, Clip.
Oh, okay, yeah.
By the way,
it sounds like everything I said last week, including, Troy, you can't have a real sword. How about a fake sword? No, it's got to be a real sword. It's got to be a real sword.
Coach makes some good points, Clip,
Yeah, when he makes them, they're good points. I see how
By the way, the Pirates are up 13 with 6 minutes to go in the first half.
And Coach, one thing I noticed watching these games, the bench is standing up doing a defense chant because there's no crowd in the stands. You're talking about how exciting it is on your sidelines. How much of a How much of an emphasis, if at all, did you put on that this year with not a lot of fans in the stands? That, hey, you guys got to stay into this thing.
Yep, and it was a huge emphasis each week. And I thought our players really did a great job with supporting each other, because what you saw was, so J-Mac gets that interception and comes to the sideline. It's not just the defensive kids; it's the offensive players that are excited about him. And same thing, the other side. Blake scores on the reverse pass. It's the defensive players celebrating with him. So I think that energy really, was fueled by the togetherness and the camaraderie in that locker room. But yeah, I thought that was very important this year. I thought it was huge, in our final game against SMU.
All right, our buddy Eddie Crabtree, former ECU Pirate, is watching. He waited.
Great Pirate.
Pull a gold football out of a big treasure chest on the sidelines. It could be like, and he said, Pirates strike gold with the turnover. I like that idea.
Turnover gold.
That could be kind of cool.
That would be good.
A gold turnover football, maybe has two swords on it.
Eddie is always going to have some great ideas.
Yeah, Scott says turnover parrot. I'd be concerned the parrot could fly away.
You could stick a parrot on the shoulder of the player.
Is this Shook?
No, this was Scott Embry.
Okay.
Yeah. Scott Shook doesn't have any good ideas.
You know what's great? We went through a lot of years where we didn't force a lot of turnovers. At least we're forcing turnovers and can
we're having something to talk about now.
Yeah. I'm telling you that group. I'm so excited. Just that's one of those where you hate the season ended. Just the way we were coming along.
Well, it's an interesting point. Would you have? And I know that with the finances and stuff, it became hard scheduling. Would you have preferred to have some more, another game or two? And if so, who would you have liked to play
at the end of the SMU game?
Yes,
absolutely.
See, I took the contrarian view. I was like, you know what? End it on this good note. Let's roll into the offseason, because what if we played another game? And not to be negative, guy, but you do run the risk of losing all that momentum if you lose that game.
Non-believer.
Yeah.
Who would you have liked to play if you could have scheduled it? Let's say, Coach, we're going to have one more game within reason. Who would you have rescheduled with or tried to schedule with?
Anybody.
BYU is looking for games
at home,
right? Would you want to do Marshall? Who would you like? Would you want to be an ACC team?
I think any FBS team would have been great at home. I would not have wanted to go on the road.
How much talk between you and the AD was there about that?
A good bit. There's only limited games out there, number one. There were finances involved. And then I'll tell you, a month out, we were pretty banged up physically. We went into a game where I had 2 scholarship offensive tackles, and that's it. If one of them goes down, you're moving your center to tackle kind of deal. Same thing at safety. Now we were very healthy going into SMU and coming out of SMU, but
looking ahead towards 2021, I don't have the schedule in front of me. I've looked at it before, but if everything stays the same, we open up in Charlotte.
Thursday night against App.
So
Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah, I just remember looking at the schedule next year, the non-conference and the it looked tough to me from my perspective. What about your perspective?
Well, if it looked tough to you, then I promise you it does. I think it's a challenging schedule. I think it's a very challenging schedule, but it should be an exciting schedule.
Let's run it down for folks that don't know. Okay. You've got South Carolina.
You got South Carolina here in Daddy Fickle.
Yeah, and they've got they just hired Shane Beamer.
Yep. You've got at Marshall.
Mm-hmm. Always tough to play.
Top 25 team.
Yep.
You have Charleston Southern.
App on the road, as we just talked about.
App in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charleston Southern at home. And then conference-wise, you have the teams we played this year, except we're trading out SMU and Tulsa for Houston and Memphis.
Yeah, which is a tough
trade. 2 good teams for 2 good teams.
Correct. Yeah. That's a tough, there's no, and I don't know much about Georgia Southern. I'll go ahead and say that. But other than Georgia Southern, there's no easy wins on there.
No, we don't play Georgia Southern. Charleston Southern.
Oh, Charleston. I'm sorry. Charleston Southern.
That's you look at the FBS games, and do I feel like we could win every single one of them? Yes. Do I think that we could lose every single one? Yeah. It's each one is going to be a toss-up, because each one you're playing a quality team. And, I think we've got a shot to be a really quality team next year. So I think it's going to be an exciting schedule. Each week is going to be exciting, but now we're going to have to play every single week to have a shot.
ECU coach Mike Houston joining us live in studio as we talk Pirate football, past, present, future. Coach, a lot of talk this year, as every year, about the quarterback situation. That's such a key position. I've never seen a team be successful without a good quarterback. How important.
You better have more than one.
And East Carolina does.
Yep.
How do you manage that? Holton's really kind of come on strong lately. A lot of fans are excited about the future down the road with Mason Garcia.
Ryan Stubblefield.
Yeah. So you kind of start to have a roster pretty deep back there in the quarterback room. How do you manage that going forward?
When I got here, we had one.
Yeah.
We had one scholarship quarterback when I took the job.
Who was that again?
Holton Ehlers.
That's it, yeah.
He was the only scholarship quarterback when I took the job.
Yeah, pretty lean.
So, we've obviously tried to build the room. We're probably going to sign a quarterback. So you're going to have a position that's very deep. It's young behind Holton, but it's very talented. And so I think, we're building what you want. And that's, you're building a position like every other position on the team where you have quality players and they come and they compete every single day. And then, they decide who plays.
Yeah.
Now, let's be honest now. Holton is, one, very talented, and two, very experienced. We're going to have one of the more experienced quarterbacks in the league coming in the next season. So it's going to be hard for anybody to beat him out. And I think he is improved from last year. I think he could be looking at having a really outstanding year next year. But I also believe in those other kids in that room, and I think with a developmental spring practice and summer, that they'll be ready to compete. And I think that's going to help Holton also.
Yeah, and he, as you know, you've been in this game a long time. Even if he doesn't, if it's his job, you're still one play away if you're the backup.
Look at the Navy game.
Injuries happen, and not that we want Holton to get injured, but things can happen, as you know.
Things can happen.
So the backup's got to be ready.
Has to be ready. Has to be ready. And I think you're looking at a situation where you don't have just, everybody talks about Mason, and certainly, I recruited Mason. I love the kid. He has a ton of talent. But, Ryan Stubblefield, Alex Flynn, those other kids in the room are talented also. And so I think it's a situation where you're going to have a lot of competition this spring and summer and going into fall camp, and it's going to help the whole group.
With it being so deep in that room, why bring in another quarterback?
Have you watched the trends nationally with college football?
Transfers?
Everybody wants to play, and who can fault them? So I think you've got to recruit that position every year. And, just like Taji, a lot of times you get a kid in here and he might be able to play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm. So they could adjust. And they might be recruited as a quarterback, but they could be adjusted.
Well, yeah, but the other thing, I got to be careful. Signing day's coming up.
Yeah, so don't talk about anybody.
I can't say anything about anybody coming in. But the thing is, when we look at players, the big thing that we try to do is, okay, we say, here's the line as far as the ability level needed to compete at a high level in the AAC. Anybody above the line, we're going to go after, and so you're going to continue to see us sign. Maybe a quarterback every year, maybe every other year, but I think you've got to have depth in that room, because if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a shot.
How about building up the offensive line? How important is that?
We've got to. I really like a lot of the players that we have in that room right now, and I thought we improved tremendously as the season went on, but certainly depth is an issue, and I think, competition is an issue. So you're going to see us sign, between 4 and 6. Maybe not next Wednesday. We'll sign several next Wednesday, but you'll see us sign between 4 and 6 over the next 6 to 8 months.
You're a guy that's been big on the running game since you got here in your past. That seems to start. It's finally starting to kind of kick in a little bit. And how much pressure does that take off your quarterback? If you got a successful running game, your quarterback can be a lot more dangerous.
I want balance. I want to be able to throw the football. Ideally for me would be, we're able to throw the football for 300 yards a game. We're able to run for 200 yards a game. To me, that's balance. You got to be able to do both. And certainly you're really excited about the two young backs, Rajay Harris and Keaton Mitchell. And I thought they both had just outstanding years, considering they were true freshmen, in a COVID season.
Yeah.
And I thought the blocking up front improved as the year went on, but our ability to run the football really opens things up in the passing game, because it takes a lot of heat off of the offensive line sometimes, because you don't have them just pinning their ears back and coming after you.
Right.
What is
What does the backfield look like behind those freshmen for 2021?
Darius Penix, we saw him late in the year. He battled some injuries in the middle of the year, came back late. I think he's a great change of pace guy with those two because they're all three different. After that, Demetrius Mooney is in the room right now. He and I have discussed a variety of things with him. You could see him stay there. You could see him playing another position. You're probably going to see us sign 2 running backs in recruiting because, again, you got to have depth. And, we didn't have Rajay in the last game, so it was Keaton and Darius. Thank goodness Darius was healthy. But you've got to have, tremendous depth in that room in order to make it through a college football season.
You mentioned Travion Freshwater changing from the defensive side to the tight end. Any other position changes you've talked about, thinking about as far as 2021?
I think you could see several, and I think that's the exciting thing about the off season and having a spring practice is you can experiment with some of those.
Yeah,
and that's we made a couple of changes throughout the season this year. Taji, Travion, the whole thing is trying to give the players, these young guys, the best opportunity to get on the field that you can. And so, having the ability to, try some things in the off season is something that's exciting for us. It's exciting for the players.
We need to get one final break in.
Yeah, we'll get our final break in. We'll have a little bit more time with Mike Houston, head football coach of the Pirates, when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
UBE and PirateWare.com have everything to fill Santa's sleigh this Christmas. Officially licensed ECU gifts and apparel, polos, outerwear, and sweats from Champion, Columbia, and Cutter & Buck. Visit the Crow's Nest for the largest selection of ECU children's apparel in the world. Be sure to follow UBE PirateWare.com on all social media platforms to stay informed on sales, events, and giveaways. UBE and PirateWare.com, making your Christmas jolly and bright for over 50 years.
Introducing new Domino's Carside Delivery. Now when you carry out, you don't even need to leave your car. So you don't have to interrupt your favorite song.
It's time to drive down to the rock show.
Or interrupt your kid's favorite song.
We'll be friends just for one.
You can interrupt this, actually.
Try Domino's Carside Delivery when you carry out 3 topping pizzas for $7.99 each, and we'll carry out your order to your car contact-free. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size. Message and data rates may apply when using Domino's Carside Delivery.
Weekdays are a great time to visit North Carolina State Parks. The best time to learn about nature is to be able to look, listen, and feel its natural beauty. A visit to the North Carolina State Parks is perfect for homeschoolers, scout groups, and teachers looking for a fun field trip during the week. You'll be amazed at all the natural wildlife you'll see when you experience the beauty of each North Carolina State Park. Visit ncparks.gov to get all the information on the closest park near you. In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones today from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys offer more than physical therapy.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have more than therapy services, and we have a lot, but a lot of people don't know that we offer personal training and even health coaching services. We have personal trainers that will actually come right to your home, do a personalized workout plan with you, and our health coaches will help you meet goals and solve problems for those health challenges you wanted to solve but just haven't had a chance to get to yet. Hey, to learn about our packages and deals, you can go right to our website at kptonline.com.
While other folks come and go, Greenville Pool & Supply has been your local pool store in Greenville and Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years. Are you finding yourself spending more time at home than ever before? If so, turn your backyard into a vacation destination. Greenville Pool has pools for any size backyard. Choose from the very popular fiberglass, classic vinyl, or custom concrete. If you order your pool now, it could be in by this spring. If you're ready for a pool, contact the pros at Greenville Pool & Supply.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Baseball is back at Clark LeClaire Stadium. We will be hosting several youth camps over the next couple months. All camps will be at Clark LeClaire Stadium, and all camps are open to participants between the ages of 7 and 13.
Make sure to check out our camp website at cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com for all camp details and registration information. And, of course, go Pirates!
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhelge and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Atlantic Wireless, your local authorized U.S. cellular agent. Atlantic Wireless now offers home internet service. Visit AtlanticWireless.com to find a store near you. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All righty, a couple minutes left to go with Coach Mike Houston. And as Coach Houston said during the break, the Pirates are lighting it up from the outside. About 51 points. And they're not even a halftime yet. 51-37 over UNCW.
This is an SMU-like performance by the
what I was about to
basketball
say.
team
Coach
here.
Dooley's got them rolling.
He's got an over 100-point pace.
They are hitting the shots from the outside and lead by 14 right now.
Pirates never lost a basketball game in the COVID era.
That is true. That is
put the record on the line
there
tonight.
You go.
Facts are facts.
Just we said this off air a few minutes ago. Could you imagine Minji's tonight with them playing like that? Could you imagine Dowdy Ficklin 50,000 against SMU and our team playing like that? I mean, just the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think that's what I miss the most out there. Just how important the fans are to this.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, the energy it brings.
It's one of the reasons that I wanted to come here was just it's a football school. You have passionate fans. I mean, it's not every place has that. We're very fortunate.
Yeah. Before we let you get out of here, we were talking about this in the break some. The National Signing Day is kind of creeping up on us, and it's kind of got lost in the shuffle this year with all the craziness. But December has become the bigger day. Right. Is it still is this the bit? But in North Carolina, high schools haven't played yet. So now you're evaluating people from a year ago.
And they have not worked out or practiced in the last year.
Yeah, so you don't know how they've developed. They might have gone back. Right. Guys you might have liked as a junior may be terrible now, or vice versa. I mean, it's got to be a nightmare to try and figure out who to sign, who not to sign.
It's tough. I mean, we're just having to be very cautious. I think you'll see a sign between. We have 10 committed right now. I think you'll see a sign between 10 and 15 a week from Wednesday on the 16th. We're going to save some slots. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen over the next 6 months. You're going to see some guys become available and stuff, so I want to make sure we got the opportunity to still sign some more.
How many slots will that leave you available if you sign 10 to 15? What did you say, 10 to 15?
Yeah, we've got 19 right now available to us.
Okay. So, when a guy like Blake Prohl leaves the program on his own, does that give you another slot?
No.
It doesn't work like that?
No.
How come?
Ask the NCAA.
That's a great question. I would assume
you only get X number of counters that you can sign each year.
Okay, so whether they stay or go doesn't change it.
And that's
I think a lot of fans were under the impression I was.
No, that's why for the last couple of years I've been trying to get to 85 scholarships. We can only sign so many in a year, and so anytime you put somebody on scholarship, you use a counter.
I got you. So it goes against you regardless of what happens to them.
Right.
I got you. So you'll have
retention is very important.
So you'll have how many slots to play with? You said 19.
So we got 19 total that we could sign in this calendar year. Now, next year we'll have 25.
Okay.
That we can sign. We used some of our slots from this year, last year, which turns out it was probably a pretty good move.
Yeah.
And that class turned out to be pretty strong class.
Before I let you get out of here, I always like to let you have the last word. Your message to Pirate Nation as we go into 2021.
Oh, I just think hey, let's get the vaccine. Let's get everybody, get COVID behind us. And I can't wait to get our fans back with us. I'm as excited about being the head football coach here as I have been since I've been here. I mean, I'm excited about our future. I'm excited about the players we have in the program. I'm excited about getting the fans back in the stands. I think just let's all work together and pull together, and let's keep the ship moving forward.
Were you surprised at all that with all the players and coaches that have caught this, that it hadn't affected you yet? Knock on wood.
Wow. So far.
No, I mean, I should
have gave him the final word like you said you were going to.
No, I'm just like, I thought for sure, like at some point during the season, we were going to get the head, like Mike Houston's going to be out for a week.
Yeah, I was too.
I mean, he made it through the season.
We had contingency plans for everybody.
Yeah.
So it happened all across college football.
I was just amazed it didn't happen here with the
Me and you
coaches.
both.
This is awesome. I'm glad it didn't. So we wish you to stay safe.
Hope that continues.
Yes. Thank you for coming in.
No, thanks for having me
Great
on.
seeing you. Appreciate
always great to
what
be
you're
here.
doing.
No, I appreciate you guys.
Enjoy
Go
the
Pirates.
Coach.
Thank you for the helmet.
Yeah, great gift for the holiday season. All right, coming up Tuesday, we got, of course, Stephen Igo, Billy Weaver, and Blake Prohl going to join us here on Pirate Radio Live. We will see you then. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation